I admire it. It's early enough in the game that, you know, I've seen certain people be pacifists too often when it matters, James. But, you know, it's this early in the game when you're trying to keep the economy intact, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, yeah, Faye's going to play this out, make things more difficult for Liquid in the stretch. In the stretch? On the stretch?
On the stretch.
Down the stretch.
Down the stretch.
I need to stretch. I have the worst hamstrings in the world. Just fun fact, thought everyone should know.
Always got to treat the hammies well. Cut down to a 2-round lead. And it'll be interesting now to see if FaZe wants to bring out an AWP. They have the money for it. Brokey could pass the M4 over to a teammate who needs a buy and pick one up himself. And that is going to be exactly what happens. M4 passed over to Rain. Twist looking focused against his old teammates. And a connection problem.
Well, maybe this is perfect, Jason. This is, you know what, everyone at home, I just said it. Let's all do a stretch. Are you ready? Let's stand up, everyone up. Jason, I'm looking at you.
I'm up, dog.
We'll do a little hamstrings. Okay, I might actually pull my hamstrings. Keep going, Jason.
This is that wild pistol round from Elige. 1 versus 4, all headshots. The final one at range as well. Absolutely brutal. But look at these kills we're going to see from Olofmeister in the 1 versus 2. That's spectacular. This, you can see Elige misses a couple bullets. They whiz past him. I think probably, knowing Elige, 99 out of 100 times that's a kill. Unfortunately, an important moment is the one time it's not. And Olof capitalizes. So pretty rough start. This could be a completely different game if Liquid is able to convert that 2v1 in the second round.
That hurt, actually. Now I know why I don't stretch. That shot from, look, I didn't hype it because it was just like, come on. It was, you know, a ridiculous shot. You love to see it. But you gotta
not if you're Grim.
You gotta be honest. Yeah, not if you're Grim. That bullet coming toward your face, probably not ideal. But yeah, I didn't want to. What do you say about those ones, right, Jason? We just sit and. All right, cool. That was, this round was unreal. Look, he looks away. You're right. He thought he was at pillar, but either way, still hits the shot. So we'll be a second or two with this one, as we try and await the connection issues to be resolved. I'm not sure, and maybe I'm getting a little far ahead and I don't want to get anyone into trouble, but if this is concurrent with what's going on in Stockholm, or maybe if it's just on our end and our ability to reach them. But we're going to join us back in the studio. It's Lumberjack Day. Yesterday was Halloween, and today's Lumberjack Day.
Yeah, we did our plaid flannel today. Wow, plaid flannel. Did I say
Plaid flannel? I'd say you got that one bass-ackwards.
Yeah, that was weird how that just occurred.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, early going in the game still. I mean, it's...
Look, the thing is right now, I admire what FaZe is doing because they actually know that this matters a lot. Yes, it's a best of 3. And normally you'd say teams like FaZe or Liquid, okay, they lost a couple best of 1s. When you get to the best of 3s, it's great. Except you don't expect to play a team like this in them. And that's the problem. Well, I don't say the problem. That is the nature of a major in the Legend stage. And
it's also the nature of Counter-Strike that we have at the moment. Like, these is now very deep tournaments all together, very deep in the major as well. 16 teams deep who can all compete with the best, who can all compete with you. And I think saw like, I think it was Nico, someone from G2 just came out and said like, look, Navi is clearly miles ahead of everyone else.
Yes.
But after Navi, it's all up in the air. It's all competitive.
Yeah, and I think that's we're seeing that, and Navi could still falter. Look, they've had issues before. They've been favorites in majors before. I think Astralis, Fnatic, Nip had 3 in a row or 4 in a row. Navi has been in as much major finals as almost anyone, is I guess the point. I'd have to sit and actually figure out how many they've been in, but they've yet to win one is the problem.
I think they've been in what? They were in London, they were in MLG Columbus, and they were in Cluj. So they've been in 3.
Okay, 3. There you go. Yeah. So 3. Okay, that's not as many as someone like Astralis, who's obviously won 4. Fnatic was in a bunch more than that. Nip was in 3 or 4. I can't remember, but either way, the point is, they haven't crossed that finish line yet. So even though they might be leagues above everyone, there's going to be that additional pressure on them, especially a guy like Simple who's desperate to win the major. They could still falter, and you have to be approaching this situation for everyone like that. So even though Nico says, yeah, they're leagues above us, that statement's not wrong.
Doesn't mean they're unbeatable either.
Exactly. Yeah. They need to have the confidence, and every team's going to be looking at the rest of this field as an opportunity to really present what they have been working on for the last sort of year and a half in the online era. Back to the point I was going to make, though, is FaZe. I do admire, like you say, that was a situation where with the money they had, you could have justified potentially a retake or playing a 2-1 and trying to hold off the site.
Yeah.
But again, they're thinking ahead. They're trying to play the long game, and that's a bit of maturity from them in this situation.
It's like they're playing the odds as well, and I mean we've seen it over the course of the past 2 years. Teams getting smarter about their economy, especially on the CT side, where it can be harder to manage. It's been a little bit evened out with the new M4A1 and how viable that is now, because it's cheaper than the M4A4.
Yes.
But obviously finding ways to save, finding ways to keep that economy going, so you can afford all the extra utility you need to have an effective CT side, dropping down to SMGs and deagles, which are very viable. So yeah, the economic considerations now and decisions that teams make is massive.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the changes I still like. I think the only way to actually quantify whether or not the money system, I think it's better, but it's less dramatic now. The hard reset used to be a big dramatic point, right? So for those of you who don't know, because you might be familiar with the new money system, formerly if you built up a lost round bonus, if it hit the 5th round, or well, any round really, as soon as you lost 1, it went straight back to 0, whereas now it decreases by 1 each time. It's a bit more forgiving, yeah. And I
do like the way that in Counter-Strike, the new money system has been around for like 2 years.
I know, now. But it's the thing is, it's like
it's always
the old
new
money system was around for like what, 16 years?
Yeah,
so
for a minute.
So it's, you know, you got to get used to that. And it's how do we differentiate them? But the current money system, yeah, the problem is now actually you can get what I call a positive reset, where you might be losing rounds, but there's such a narrow margin that the CTs, let's say they're the ones winning, have to keep reinvesting. You lose 1 round. You win 1 round, come back and lose again. You're only down 1 round, whereas their money's gone. So you can actually, you're almost getting that forgivingness as a catch-up mechanic in certain situations. So it does change things, and I think the only way to actually identify how much impact that's had on games is you got to look at late rounds when it's like 14-12, where formerly a full reset would have happened, and you also almost have to simulate those games as the old money system, which is hard to do because the purchases are different and everything's different. So overall, I like the feel of it, but I do miss that really dramatic, oh my God, this is going to be a full reset situation sometimes.
Yeah, there are some scenarios that reach that, but you're right, it's not like the full effect of it. Regardless, we'd obviously like to see Team Liquid get back into this. You know, I kind of mentioned when you
would we, Jason? I need FaZe in the semifinals so I can get you the pie.
Well,
you know?
Shouldn't say we. I want to see Liquid.
Okay.
Because it is. I mentioned it in the pre-match. Like there is like a feeling that I get when I watch Team Liquid. I'm sure there's some other people who get it when you can see in like kind of the way they're playing that this is like the Team Liquid that's feeling confident, that's feeling comfortable, that's going to start overrunning people, that's focused on just finding the frags and using all that skill to just get kills at its most basic level. I haven't quite got that feeling yet from what we've seen so far. I hope they kind of build up into it as this half goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I want to see Naf come into this and really have some more contribution. That guy, when he goes off, is amazing.
Yeah.
He's just, again, we touched on it. I think it was, what, day 1 even when we saw them. His personality doesn't bring the spotlight to him. He's a very quiet kind of guy. You know, he's not Elige, who's getting vocal and certainly more and more vocal the longer we've had Elige in the scene. He's not a guy like Twist, who's got that edgy hair, who's, you know, kind of, but you know, Russell's brand, he's got that sort of that charm that goes along with being the star player. Naf just quietly goes about business, and outside of the game, you don't really hear about him at all. He is an in-the-server kind of guy, and as a result, you kind of overlook him, but he is so good, and I think that he is a factor for Liquid if they want to advance to the playoffs, let alone win this series.
He's had a fantastic year for Liquid as well. He's been playing very, very good for them to start in the first half of the year. So obviously you'd like when we get to this point where we're now at the major, you'd like to see that kind of a performance, that kind of an impact from Naf. You know, stay with him.
I think they need it as well, because if you look at the current roster, by not having Twist there to go along with him, formerly those two guys were both so individually skilled that if one of the two was there, and their clutching together used to be incredible, by the way. A lot of people don't give the credit to the duo they were in 2vx situations.
Twist is actually sneakily like a very good clutcher.
Yeah.
And he doesn't always get the credit for it, but I mean, it's a different style of clutching too, whereas you watch like some players like to be cerebral in their clutches. I feel like Russ is just like go to his strength, which is his aim, and he puts himself in situations where it does just that, and he's very good in those pressure situations.
We're going to get back into this. Just to finish though, I think without someone like Twist, I don't know that, you know, bringing a Kerrigan back, I haven't seen that yet from Grim. It puts more pressure on Naf to be more consistent and show up all the time. So he kind of has to complement Elige.
Yeah, Grim's got the skill set. I think more than anything, I think he's kind of struggled to find some comfort. And look, when you're given an interview saying you're still not on the same page, I think that probably affects someone like Grim a little bit more, who's also trying to catch up in terms of in terms of the increased level of competition. So he's taking a little bit longer, I think, than Liquid would like to bring along as a player. But he's obviously very, very talented and very skilled. Stewie's going to lead the way. Kerrigan up top. He's got the first. Good trade from Grim. A lot of damage dealt to Grim, and now Fallen as he steps into the Molotov. Half HP for Fallen with the AWP. Looking for any kind of a repeak, and FaZe has already smoked off the choke point.
Swapping over some utility. They'll boost Twist up. That'll give Rain a chance to drop down an additional smoke. Gap in that smoke. He's going to preemptively try and spray into it. Bait out the fact that he is solo at CT and perhaps even panicking, trying to do everything to hold them off and give Twist a fighting chance when they walk in to that direction, especially if he's there and fades. If they put a single smoke out and he's like, oh, I've got to rotate back to Ruins, Twist could very easily be overlooked in that situation. And then the round would be in Ruins, Jason. Sort of like my sex life.
Shambles.
Not that you were asking.
No, but it's always good to have an update.
Make sure I'm still alive.
Make sure you're still kicking. Warm-blooded man. Naf and Elige gonna lead the way. Rain coming through, but ooh, could be a little bit of a bait for this boost. They still haven't cleared it. Naf, you said his name. That's the hard check. Twist holding down through the smoke, and nobody can connect. Elige gets away. Twist gets away. The nade right on top. Elige goes down. It was perfect.
Brokey. All right, I'm going to call him Brocky. He's the Pokemon master with these Pokeballs. He's taking everyone down today on the nades. But Grim trying to get back through the smoke. The round already over. He needs to keep this AK. They know he's there. He goes down after the time. No bomb plant, and that is going to make things grim. However, he's not that far behind on money despite that, actually. 1,700.
Yeah, but that's
tough situation.
That's an indictment of the Liquid economy as a whole. So yeah, it's not looking too pretty. And what a perfect nade. That's now 2 rounds. FaZe's HE utility has put a stop to some of the advantage it seemed like Team Liquid was going to have. 4-round lead for Liquid. Or excuse me, for FaZe.
3 nade kills from Brokey right now, and he sits with a total of 10 in the map so far. Leads the way for FaZe, but man, yeah, the utility is massive. He's timing these very well. This one I don't think is going to get any kills because no one's really been hit too hard, but without the armor, Grim tanks that. Plus, I think he took a tick from the Molotov on top of it, so he goes down to 40 HP. Olaf, Olaf? Was he expecting someone else to jump wide?
I don't know, but this gets dangerous. Snap with a kill and pit. He gets the follow-up, and this is a very weird round for Liquid to win, although so many bodies jumped into the pit, and Kerrigan, he can cut them off. Look, there's no armor on these players. This is very recoverable. 2 players in lane. That smoke's not going to cover everything, and they're just playing hot potato with the bomb. Kerrigan is certainly put into play, but misses the chance. Good find from Naf. 3rd kill and a much-needed one, and it's all down to Rain. He might just want to grab the op and save.
Kerrigan, he had the chance to drop that bomb again. That would have almost secured the round. The problem is then he chased it knowing what the situation was, and that just led to his death, and it is all on Rain. What a situation to turn this in. That almost looked like Olaf's mouse was dying or came off the mouse pad. Stewie, what a shot to close it with the deagle. Rain goes down, and it's Liquid that's going to now find their 4th round in the most unusual of circumstances.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I have no idea what happened in that round. I have no clue how Olaf just wasn't able to handle that. That's such an odd-looking way to get an entry.
I'd love to hear. Okay, this is Naf. I was gonna say I'd love to see Olaf's perspective in the pit because, like, he knew there was a player above him. Surely he hears him jumping on the balcony. Maybe he's trying to look to the right, expecting a second player to drop, but like he didn't even look up, and then it looked like he couldn't move. Like that's why I thought maybe there was a mouse issue, but no technical timeout. So obviously things are fine. I'm not sure. I have to ask him maybe after this if we get the chance.
Ooh, through the Molotovs. That's an easy double kill for Rain. So much utility down Banana. That's 2 huge bodies for Team Liquid. That's a lot of the map that they want to take, and so quickly after winning a miraculous round like that, just giving away a couple of kills early. And FaZe with a huge advantage. Aggressive down Banana, and again, aggressive setup lane and rap side. And this setup demolished them earlier. It's going to continue here. Elige looking left, and Olaf's got an easy frag from the right.
Crossfire still established in the bait play at quad right now as Twist will come out after Olaf gets the kill, but Nav comes back around and returns the favor from 2 rounds ago. Grabs the AWP, but he's in a 1-on-3 and 54 seconds. Bomb is in his hands, so we can make something of this. And the rotation towards apartments would actually negate the fact that there is a player pushed up toward the cubby, but he's making too much noise. Brokey's underneath. Shot through the balcony will not land. They're both on an op right now, so Brokey electing to keep the pistol out instead to just try and bait Kerrigan around, and the pistol gets the kill. Yeah, Naf just hoping for a one-hit wonder.
Salut, salut, dragi! Doi favoriți de Navi, ca de obicei. Uite aici tabelul, care deja a câștigat. PGL a jucat destul de bine. Fiind... s-a băgat aspiratul.
No, excuse me. He's going to go down to Deagle
Este deja s-au calificat
but really
de
looking
zero.
to have to create something for
Acum mă gândesc de aici. Califică...
pretty salvageable for Team Liquid. 3 rounds left in the half, and if
Nu o să cadă.
this one or keep the money low, maybe they
Nu știu care dintre ele.
get like a 2 for 1
Se joacă două meci.
Apparently Fury has shown up in this
Deci
event.
se joacă trei meciuri.
For them over Entropic.
Dintre ăștia aici.
was looking great.
That's on Vertigo. Yeah, I actually picked Entropic in that one. I think most of us did.
I did too.
My predictions went out the window yesterday. So I like all that. Like I was thinking, like I'm doing really good here.
Yeah, you were riding a high,
killing it, and I think I'm probably in like
Dar
last.
ăsta n-a fi favorit.
I don't want to know. I think I got like 2 right.
The good news is, Matt,
Încă cum mai joc pe celălalt.
it's just dated.
Yeah, but I was gonna add them up and just rub it in. So now
Okay.
I can't. You know.
Yeah, now you definitely can.
Yeah, I was gonna flex.
Well, FaZe is flexing at the moment.
Ăștia deja au părăsit competiția, amândouă. Și acum o să mai părăsească încă 3 dintre 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. De aici. Virtus, Astralis, Pestant, Unlimited, MOUSEPAD, Vitali. Ăștia una din 3 din ăștia 6 părăsească competiția acum.
And he just got a collateral. He just hit Elige and Naf. We didn't see it because they lined up coming around that side. That was actually a
3 dintre ăștia o să
spectacular
părăsească
rookie yet again.
competiția.
As Olaf
Iar ăștia de aici se duc mai departe în calificări. Deci, 3 de aici se duc mai departe, iar 3 din ăștia care pierd se joace cu ăștia care câștigă. De aici. Vezi?
Here it is. This surely is it. Oh yeah, beautiful. Elige and Naf both go down.
All right. Liquid at 4. You'd like to get one of these last two, at least one of the last two. Kerrigan's going to get tagged up through the wall as he pushes with an AWP. Double op setup for the CT side. The flick down isn't going to make it. Nade to make sure Naf can't chase him. And that should be Liquid with the information. Double AWP, one in halls, one just peeked down mid.
And even you could go beyond that and say that the obvious thing that happens after this is the rotation. So Brokey goes back over toward B.
Yep.
You can... It gives a bit of shadow of a doubt, but Liquid's going to expect that this could be here still. And they'll play top mid accordingly as well, so they really have to dissect this map.
Well, that's the next. This is the next danger point. The aggressive push. Nice.
Nu e prea convins, dar a avut meciul ei.
Grim goes down. They didn't anticipate the rotation, and Grim again is shut down on any kind of.
Joacă foarte bine, dar s-a întâmplat să fie bine. Și FaZe la fel.
Keep them guessing the entire time. It's difficult.
Nu a început de vreo săptămână. Săptămâna trecută. Nu, a început prima dată cu primul stage. A fost aici, ia să vedem prima dată aici. Avem dată. Primul stage a fost la Challenger, ca să calificat ăștia de aici. Space, Copenhagen, Entropic, Virtus, Zowie, Astralis și nou s-au calificat. Iar altfel au plecat. Au plecat. După care, știi cum funcționează. Ăștia de aici întâlnesc jucători de Legend și altele mai puternici. Deci, acum iar califică ăștia aici așa. Și să dea la Champion Stage în faza eliminatorie. Înțelegi? Ba deja. Vrem să suntem Legend Stage. Asta se decide tot. Care să fie primele 8. Deja. Deja Navi și cu G2, care în scalantă de aici o să decidă cam de aici. La 13 până la 3. Alte 10 echipe care se bat. Meciul ăsta de aici. 3 de aici părăsesc competiția, iar câștigătoarele să joace cu 3 de aici, care o să piardă. Iar 3 de aici se califică. 3 se duc direct Iar pierzătoarele joacă cu 3 câștigătoare de aici. Și 3 de aici se duc cu competiție. La regiune. Interesant, pentru că sunt meciuri, uite, nici, bine, aici e ceva de genul, că o să fie mare pătărie. De exemplu, uite, Nick Gambit aici e Nick favorită. Gambit o să joace iar cu câștigători dintre ei, o să joace cu Face, cu Astralis, cu Virtus Pro, în echipe care, doamne, sunt înțelegi.
Keep in mind that Kerrigan is rotating this whole time, and he's going to try and sneak toward Elise, who stares that direction, but the AK prevails. 11-4
Reina ăsta data trecută era supărat, atât de supărat că nu intra. Mamă. Rău de tot era supărat.
But I mean, really, FaZe does a great job controlling Banana for the majority of this game. Whenever they fought for it and wanted it, it seemed like they could at least find one kill, sometimes two. Liquid had a couple of those slow contact plays up mid, and the crossfires at brackets
were very
effective. And I think the stunning thing is honestly, what really seems to have set the tone for this half is the second round win from FaZe. Liquid taking the pistol, and then Olaf winning a 1 versus 2. Looking calm and collected.
Yeah, absolutely, they are so far, and similar scoreline at half on the other stream, so it's 4-11 in favor of Furia again. That's going on the A stream. You can keep track of that. I won't update you each and every round.
Da, numai echipă bună. Surpriza a provocat aici. Sunt 3 echipe care au provocat surprize. Avem pe Copenhagen Flames. Cu încă una. Imediat. Dacă vedem la care e interesant. Interesant aici. Dacă FaZe ia runda asta de pistoale, deja pe un meci ceau. A dat o Reina acolo la cap.
He's managed to go up, get by the arch, and he's far enough in CT that actually Naf just took in that direction and didn't see him. So he is a huge problem right now for Fallen.
Oh yeah, I don't even, he's not even really a problem, he's just going to get the kill. Fallen has no idea he's even here, he's never going to check it, ever. Olaf secure the kill and that gives the escape route to Kerrigan. Naf's going to have to push down mid. Would love to find a kit on the way. I think it was on Fallen, so it should be right there.
The interesting thing is that's when you know they're playing to win, right? So many players might go for the knife and the pistol, get that extra bit of money. Olaf says, I don't care. Let's just get the kill, get that bomb in here because he's also going to be moving around the map, and they don't want to let him get too close either as the bomb planted. As you say, kit has been picked up, but
nu o să ia runda asta, n-a, pentru că deja se vede cu tragă de timp alături.
No one's hitting the shots yet. Naf tries to get his head down. A bit too awkward at that point. Body shots will eventually come through.
Deci avem 3 surprize aici, dacă nu mă știu, uite. Deja care s-a calificat dintre ăștia, surprizele sunt Entropic, Copenhagen Flames ăștia. Vezi? Care că mai sunt în competiție. Poate chiar de șele la rândul lor. Vezi? Că nu-s calificat. Se joacă acum, uite. Entropic are cu Furia, care Furia are sus de puternică. Și Copenhagen are cu Eroic. Dacă cu Copenhagen nu se pierde aici, părerea mea. E chestia aici, pentru că aici o să plece 3. 3 dintre cei de aici sunt aproape cel mai puternici, în primii 10 din lume. Vezi? Fără de rugă, pleacă lichid. Lichid are tipul la FaZe. Sau cu Vita, iar. Nu mai putea să plece. Chiar din Virtus Pro și cu Mouse. Aici cred că Mouse, da? E totul posibil, pentru că aici e meciul pe care deja repet un meci.
And you'd gladly take this scenario and play it out. One in pit, that's at the broken wall. You've got Elige up on the balcony. Fallen is going to get a spot, but there's no way he gets away. Even if he was able to just fall back, they were going to be able to chase that down. Elige with the dink needs to hide over in the pit. These USPs have to do work, but Grim hasn't been put into play quite yet, and now, yeah, Olaf's going to check for that. Good job from FaZe, neutralizing all the danger in the round. They'll have a 13th. They're marching towards a very quick map 1 victory. And as you mentioned, this is Liquid's pick. Next up,
Da, joacă Fallen la FaZe Clan.
Pretty standard maps, more traditional this time. We've been talking about the sort of...
Dat is canal liquid.
There's a bit more diversity in it now in the style, and we're seeing Nuke a lot more commonly, but Vertigo and Ancient have certainly had their fair share of play. More so, interestingly enough, on that note, as NAF goes down at the end of the round, more so in the Legend stage than the Challenger stage. And formerly, when the circuit was so jam-packed and the top teams kind of bringing it to events, didn't have time to boot camp as much. Learn a new map, we saw be the first to start to play this map. So that's kind of their ace in the stage. Came out in events like this, but no, this time everyone seems to at the top level be ready to play Ancient.
Yeah. For the most part. Twist with the deep Molotov. Here we go.
E posibil să-i întoarcă, pentru că, să spunem, mapă de șete, da?
Might slow them. Oh, Rain almost found an opening. He almost was able to pressure
Dar pe Liga acum are după bani pe șete, posibil să-i întoarcă, da?
And here we go, Elige, Grim, Fallen, they're all going to get kills, and that's a good, cold, hard stop for Liquid, and that's a good first gun round in the second half to get your feet planted on defense. All 5 players survive.
And FaZe really wanted to change the tempo, set the pace rather, for the decent catch Liquid guard in the first gun round really early.
Poate că sunt vreo 13.
13-5.
Mai trebuie 3 runde și încă ei n-aveau arme pe teren. Probabil acum o să cumpere, sau la următoare.
Incendiary to hold them off on the right side. He's not going to push all the way down. Kerrigan back to the Deagle already. Is blinded off and unfortunately couldn't hit the anticipation shots. And that leaves Stewie enough time to realize not only was the animation showing it, but he was fully blinded and took his time so as not to miss. So Liquid again with a man advantage. Rain's turn with the Deagle to try and open something up. Double play position here to try and get Elige out, but both of them have now been spotted. Nade doesn't do a whole lot. Rain took the brunt of it, but it bounced by the others far enough so as the bullets actually is where their wounds came from. Fallen still holding off. Though in the arches, both players continue to rotate back around each other, and Elige has actually gone all the way over to the balcony. I think, oh, he did. Olaf just saw him going that direction, so he knows he hasn't gone all the way through to the doorway. But he's dropped back down, and he'll hold the sight instead. So passive from Elige. Fallen waits. Another one, bomb as well. And now Elige strikes with that information. So well held from Liquid. 2 rounds in a row that all 5 have stayed alive. This is good money.
Yeah, couldn't have gone better to stabilize early in the second half. Still a bit of a way to go. 7 rounds back for Team Liquid. And this time it's not against those pistols and deagles. Brokey's got 20 kills heading into round number 20. And on the other side of things for Team Liquid, it is Elige with 16 frags leading the way. Here we go, the biggest test for Team Liquid so far since they've gotten the rifles in their hands. Deep smoke and half wall Molotov. Get boosted up. Just not even messing with Banana early on. Not even messing with all the grenades and Molotovs. Don't take any this half with all their HP. Stewie and NAF to defend the bomb site after dumping some damaging utility, backing away and playing it passive inside of the B bomb site.
Dacă vrei să mergi meciurile aici le găsești, pentru că eu să las până că se determinată meciurile, știi? Las pe toate aici.
Will bounce a smoke that goes over and covers off Cubby so he can work his position. A little more confidence that he doesn't have someone staring the other side of his head. Down when they walk out. Oh, goodness me, Rain. That is an entry. He's not done there. He has to go to the pistol, but he knows he's hurt. Fallen, and he bursts it because he knows the damage is set. That's more like it from Rain. That's what we used to see back in the day. 16 kills. As somewhere to go for Liquid.
At least Kerrigan's still faking at the B bomb site. Shout out to him. Not even necessary. 3 on 2. I can't remember the last time I've seen an entry like that with a stack like that at quad. What a beautiful transfer for Rain. If we get that on replay, it's going to be absolutely glorious to see.
That's actually exceptional because it was a stack quad.
We started up top and went down low on the second one.
Honestly, it happened so quickly. But the thing is, he still held his nerve.
That's so mental. I think Elige was the second player. I think it was Grim up top who went down first, and he didn't even have a chance. The transfer down was so quick. Elige was just barely swinging out to take the fight. Disgusting stuff from Rain. 14th round from FaZe. They're going to be 2 away from kicking this series off up 1 map to nothing.
Perfect position to find themselves, get that pressure onto Liquid more effectively. And again, Dust 2 is the 3rd map. Orange is next. This is it, Jason. This is what you wanted to see. We saw him smoke it out. He did go up first. Yep. Oh, that transfer as he pulls down. And he does so much damage to Kerrigan. He knows he's low. I love that he went burst Glock, let alone Glock at all.
He's close up as well. He's just like, I'm going to make sure I clean up this kill.
Sick gloves, too.
Get the shotgun spread on this Glock.
I have said on a numerous amount of occasions that I wish burst fire was more relevant again, because I think the FAMAS would be dope.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Although that feels like something that you could also just make entirely too powerful if you tweak it the wrong way.
Yes, agreed.
So that doesn't seem to be a priority at the moment for the devs. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get that burst fire FAMAS back. By virtue of Liquid winning a couple of rounds with so many players alive, as you touched on, their money was in a pretty healthy place to sustain a loss like that. It's just, you know, you got to go on a little bit of streak here if you're Liquid. Before FaZe managed to get up to 15, you'd want to close the gap a bit more. You don't want to be staring at a 9-round comeback.
Fallen getting his position with the AWP just in the nick of time as they start to go over toward B, but he's baited out. All right, that is a pretty risky play. Fallen misses the shot and says, I'll just take my lance and spear you on the way through, but they don't. They fall off of it and no one can capitalize.
Yeah, but look at the immediate call. That's Kerrigan as well, the in-game leader. He aggressed upon. He said, okay, the op is going to be here, the 3rd player to come over to the B bomb site. Let's start pressuring A. Let's get up there quick. And already Fallen's on the rotation back, but he might get cut off by Olaf. Kerrigan is going to try an entry. Rain as well. There's Elige. He gets traded off. Grim hasn't been able to be put into play. He's covered by smoke, and Rain's got control of Graveyard. Over the top, here we go. Rain continues his tear.
And the flash out, we saw how quickly the smokes went in to cover the front of Library, but that flash doesn't work. Rain actually blinded his teammate. They couldn't plant the bomb, and Naf takes full advantage of it to get both.
That's the kind of impact you need Naf to have. Coming in, a hectic situation, and being one to turn the tides. He just had a pretty dirty transfer of his own. First the player inside the site, and then Rain down in pit. Well done, and impressive that Liquid's able to hold on to that. That's a very powerful hit from FaZe at a very awkward timing as well.
You can see Rain, the work he did, you talked about it. He got up and toward Graveyard. But unfortunately, the only thing he really did wrong in this situation was completely blind his teammate on the site. That just let Naf walk around. That is a sick transfer, to be fair, as he absolutely annihilates Rain. Elige, meanwhile, down middle, putting utility into position, and it's back to pistols again. Stewie capitalizes as they knew they were pressured.
And this is what Liquid needs to get back into the game, and that's why even the risky play from Fallen to step up to the plate after missing a shot previous round, you want to see Liquid start making those assertive plays, sending the message that they're going to be aggressively trying to stop the map control, willing to fight back and willing to prevent FaZe from getting whatever they want. And even more importantly than them making those decisions is winning those fights as well. Elige going to take a bit of a tag. He's going to back away after that. 59 HP. Fallen. They'd love that op to catch fire here in the second half. He's got his first kill of the round on Olaf Meister.
Shot from Fallen as he falls back inside of the library. He's not going to be done there either. Got the first player, and Elige was there to support just to make sure. So as you say, a round Liquid needed, and certainly very good in these anti-eco situations, because that's now the 3rd round that Liquid have had 5 players stay alive. So again, they'll build that money back up with that. So we look at young Stu. At what point are they no longer young?
You know, he's not young, but he's always going to be young Stu, isn't he?
Well, it's because we're old.
That's because we're old. Weird how that works. Deep Molotov for Fallen. FaZe, again, really not messing with Banana, really not messing too much with this early utility dump that they know Liquid like to do. Stewie's got great positioning, though, held off by the Molotov for the moment.
Fallen's going to rotate it back as they'll try and fortify the A side a little bit more. Elige with the skybox nade that bounces toward the top of middle, and they're not quite close enough for it to have any impact at all. Grim's going to play where we saw Olaf falter on 2 occasions toward the balcony. He was quite outdone by utility, and one peculiar round that I still want to know what happened, but Grim is a little bit better positioned and with less utility in front of him. He does get one, but not enough to swing because Kerrigan had the angle from below. Fallen hits the shot of the AWP as Elise jumps back down off the box, and that AWP has not been smoked off, or at least it is now, but it's a little bit too late, and he's already spotted Olaf as well, with the smoke leaving a gap. Now, the problem is he's on an AWP. He's a little bit worried to go around the corner, and when he decides he probably should give it a peek, that's exactly when Olaf comes back in, and it's again all on NAF. We saw him with the lovely 2 kills on the site previously, but now they're more split up, and Olaf cuts the entire wall on rotations. It's 15 rounds for FaZe.
God, Olaf has had some massive impact in this game. What an awkward position for Fallen to be in, trying to hunt down Olaf in the arches, but oh boy, Olaf with 18 kills, looking good. Brokey still on 20 since for the past, what, 4 or 5 rounds almost.
Again, Fallen, like, that's so frustrating because he has so much information and he just wants to hold the position on the off, but it's like exactly the wrong gun for that situation.
And 13 HP as well, like you had to be perfect. Well, Liquid now need to win 7 in a row. Bit of weaker weapons and a hull set up for the defense. Rain might challenge it, just giving some sound cues. Molotov to force Fallen away.
Oh, this positioning.
They're not going to clear it either. There goes Grim. Elige is up next, and he goes down as well. Olaf, another stellar round of impact. And oh, unfortunately, Kerrigan takes out the nade. That would have been perfect. He had the read, and Olaf's going to back away. You could see they wanted to press the issue, but that one kill onto Kerrigan forces them into a new idea. Bomb is still at the base of Banana.
Yeah, Kerrigan gets that kill rather than going down, and immediately they take the site. Now it's actually back to a 3-on-3 as Stewie finds another kill on Rain because the T's had to reset, readapt, and find openings, which Twist does on NAF. The amount of kills they've had back and forth between each other is significant in this game, and absolutely it's something to note as we talked about the rivalry of Twist going against his old team. But with this round, his old team's going to go down a map if FaZe are able to collect. Twist holding now with the op. Low HP, they swap it over, but he can't hit the shot onto Stewie.
Man, look how much pressure this is putting on Liquid individuals. Fallen and Stewie have to win this round. You cannot just gamble, stack a bomb site, and pray they come here. It's got to be an incredible hold in a 1-on-3 for Stewie or an incredible hold in a 1-on-3 for Fallen. They have to stay split.
Careful with the utility. Not to have a gun out right now would be a problem, but it's Brokey to take out Stewie. That is the site. Fallen has to go for it. He's going to rotate around. M4 to work with. Has no kit, just to note, as he does have a kill in the rounds. He's going to need 3. It's going to have to be spectacular. Smoke has dissipated on top of the site, which means he has even less to work with. And as soon as he pulls out the flames, Brocky goes and uses his aim. It's now FaZe that are up 1 map to nothing over Liquid. Good start to the series from them. Explosive start from Elige with the ace. The response from Olaf. Certainly lots to talk about in this game, but overall FaZe just held it together despite the economy being against them. Managed to get the gun rounds going their way.
That second round from Olaf just felt like it set the tone. I mean, that's a disappointing thing to have happen to you if you're Liquid, and it's a real good way early on to prevent yourself from building up any kind of momentum after the excitement of Elige's ace in the pistol. That's a tough result to swallow if you're Team Liquid on your own map. That's a stomping from FaZe.
Yeah, that is, absolutely. The reason that I mentioned that is, yes, it's their map, but it's Inferno. We know everyone's pretty adept on Inferno. Same, too, though, with Mirage, right? So I'm less concerned with the pick being lost, but I am concerned with Liquid not really showing up on it in the same way we might expect. The fact that the scoreline was as one-sided as
it wasn't a great
saw.
feeling from Liquid. You didn't get a good feeling about that one. There were some things that were pretty good and some things that were okay, but overall, it didn't feel great.
I thought the anti-ecos were spectacular. I thought they were very efficient on the seat.
No, but those rounds they were playing against people with no armor and no guns were fantastic.
All right, Jason, leave me alone, all right? God.
That round they had against Glocks with no armor
my first day on the job.
It was spectacular.
The point was the efficiency, though, right? Like, they were building up the economy. They were actually being smart about it and not taking too many undue risks. The problem was when they were actually against guns. Like, the one that kind of sums up, obviously the first half, that sums up a lot with Olaf's shot. But the Rain kill, the entrance, they had a stack. They had the setup, and Rain was still able to just spray transfer and completely destroy them in those duels, which is, it's certainly an issue.
Look, between this, look, in all fairness to Liquid as well, this was flat. you know, it felt like a flat performance to us. But also on top of that, there were a few rounds where FaZe just had incredible sequences. The Olaf clutch and the 1-on-2, obviously. The Rain transfer coming up lane as well. Like, they had some pretty spectacular moments and some heartbreaking points of the game for Team Liquid. But this is FaZe where not like one individual blowing up, nobody going crazy. I think even Twist just ended like 15 and 14 maybe in the game. It's just, you know, everyone had some round of impact that just crushed Liquid eventually.
Yeah, no question about it. They got everyone on the server this time, and that's something that we talked about with FaZe right at the start of the game. Even Rain was significantly behind for a portion of it, and did so well with his impact.
And one of the other things, too, Liquid's usually, with Stewie at the helm over as the guy kind of leading the way, and I think maybe they switched that up a little bit and had Grim take a few more responsibilities, but usually those banana takes from Liquid are a bit stronger. The times we saw them go to it on the T side, FaZe was able to handle it, sometimes getting 2 kills to open things up, sometimes getting those frags starting in a 5-on-3, a 5-on-4. The banana, excuse me, go ahead.
Yeah, you're dying. It's fine. Just like Liquid, you've choked, Jason. But hey, maybe that's why you were the coach. The other thing to note is that Brokey was excellent on the AWP. Didn't give him enough credit. I think during the game we kind of touched on it, but at the end of this, yeah, you can see how many multi-kills he did have, how effective he was. You okay? You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, well done. I'm glad
like
you're
a
not
pretzel
dead.
from like 2 hours ago.
I did not want to have to do mouth-to-mouth on you. I was actually going to call for help. Just in
I didn't
case,
want you to do mouth-to-mouth on me either.
Well,
I know where it's been.
No Heimlich, no mouth-to-mouth. We're just going to let Jason pass it out. We're going to go to a break. Maybe Jason will use that as well as Team Liquid to respond and come back. Mirage is next, Jason, and
do or die
it's
time.
Elimination time, yeah, for Liquid. The last North American team remaining in this event.
Your favorites will play soon. You hope for the win. Excited about the game. But something has changed. You start to doubt. Will they pull it off? Or will they drift away? You pull yourself together. Because you're sure they're revved up to win. You know they've prepared. They've picked the right course. And even when there's no chance, you believe they will win. GG Bet. Be excited.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the PGL Major in Stockholm. I'm joined here by Sadicus. We're about to get ready for map 2 of Team Liquid taking on FaZe. It's an elimination game, an elimination map, at least for Liquid, because FaZe have gone up 1-0 emphatically on Inferno. That was a dominant victory, and Liquid's going to have to snap back into it here in Mirage.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to come out of the gate flying, I think. Big turnaround required, and again, that was Liquid's map choice. Mirage, again, everyone kind of knows it, so it's not like I say this is a bizarre map for them. Oh, no, this is actually a pretty good pool for these two teams, right? There's not a lot of...
It's a neutral pool.
Yeah, very neutral pool, and in a situation like this, elimination, legend stage, kind of like that. I kind of want to see this be a very closely contested series, but in order for that to happen now, I think the missing factor is this team right here, Team Liquid. Where were they in the first map? Obviously, Elige started it off with a great ace. There was moments, Naf getting a couple multi-kills, which we said that he needed, but overall just not there on the gun rounds.
No, as a team, you just didn't get that feeling. But yeah, what a tough situation. And hard part is, especially in the early going, you know, one of the things I kind of mentioned on podcasts leading into the major was, especially without their coach of Adren being here with the team, was that Liquid can still be very dangerous, but they need to build momentum. That's going to be the great strength of this team, to avoid any kind of, like, you know, dropping into like some kind of mentality hole, like not really feeling like they're in the game. Is you need to get off to a hot start. You get that ace from Elige in the pistol, immediately the second round you lose a 1 versus 2 where you don't need to peek, and you just end up kind of losing that and dying. And that's such a big hurdle to have to overcome mentally in that early stages of the game, especially as a squad that needs to build that momentum to start feeling comfortable into the map. So there can't be any kind of early disasters like that for Team Liquid here on Mirage, or else it's just going to feel like the whole weight of the majors comes crashing down on their shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we don't know yet when the next major will be, or what the next major will be, let alone when. And we don't know if it's going to be, presumably, you know, there's 2 a year when we go back to the
presumably,
schedule.
Yeah.
And we have a pretty good idea. We don't know, because COVID, we still don't know where we are in the world in a lot of situations. So we don't know how this is going to shape up, how the qualifying and sort of the rankings work for the next time around. They're definitely making it a lot harder on themselves, Team Liquid, if they don't win out this series. Likewise, you could say the same for FaZe, as Rain works down middle, tries to get a tap toward the window with his P250, but the rest of his team are heading over toward B, and Naf will have to rotate back off of it. Try and get a shot toward Twist as well, who gets in toward the bench, but so far no kills. Bomb planted, FaZe in control now, and a doubled position for Brokey and Olaf. Not only that, window, Rain's doing enough damage and just enough distraction to slow this retake down. There's no kits. Oh, I take it back, excuse me. Fallen does have one. I quickly glanced and didn't see any, but they've used their only bit of utility. They have to go for kills, and they're going to try and do so, but it's Kerrigan who has 3 in the back lines, and make it a 4th as he swings back out from the pillar. That is a brilliantly positioned round from him on Catwalk.
Rain gets 0 kills, 0 assists, and obviously doesn't die either, but he has a big role to play in this game, holding up at top middle behind the boxes. You could see Sugi and Elige kind of peeking and taking some small skirmishes with them. Essentially, Rain just stops them from being able to flank Catwalk, being able to flank Underpass. He has that information, funnels everyone from Liquid into the retake towards Market, which is where obviously huge setup. 2 players immediately to the right as soon as you come out if you're Liquid, and a bunch of Glocks ready to set up multiple crossfires. Makes that 5-on-5 retake nearly impossible. Liquid's gonna keep just pistols in hand. Just a P250 on Grim, no armor. And Kerrigan is gonna take the opportunity to just walk out casually and jump down, although Grim's gone right up. Eventually does get him last bullet, and Fallen hasn't been able to connect with much. Finally, Twist goes down, but there's nothing you can build off with that kind of a kill. There's Rain again stopping rotations.
Just want to point out, like, the RNG gods are in favor of Brokey today. Brokey, I'm sorry, everyone, okay? I got a friend named Brock, and it's just in my mind. Just look. @stun on Twitter. Send me your hate. But again, he gets a jump shot with the Galil over top of the box back towards CT. We saw that incredible flick with the SMG where he was in the air on Inferno. Yeah, this guy's been doing his prayers every night to the gods of CS, apparently.
Yeah, they're answering it. Maybe he sacrificed a small animal. A couple of chickens.
I was going to say, it's got to be a chicken,
It's got to
right?
be chickens.
Yeah. So we'll have a good start again for FaZe. They did not win the pistol on Inferno, and this time they do, and they collect the round that ensues as well, and they do it rather efficiently. So this kind of puts us in that bonus situation. Now, the bonuses aren't as prevalent as they used to be because of the way the money system works early in the game. You kind of start a little further forward on that lost round bonus. So it's not like teams are as I guess, efficient in round 2 always, but also you used to see a lot more SMGs carried over because they still had a bank built up and there wasn't guns out yet, so you could justify trying to build up the economy and still have something in your purse. But right now, it's NAF inside of the site that has the guns. The SMG's already gone, and it's the AKs that have to try and go against the rifles. Brokey somehow gets away with NAF, but Fallen comes back through the window, and it's all down to Olofmeister. Had an incredible play with the Deagle on Inferno, but this time he has a 1-on-3 with an AK. Now he is behind the van. That Molotov doesn't go that far yet, so he'll start to discern and dissect the round with a little bit of movement still available to him. Look toward Catwalk, but couldn't quite get the shot off. The timing not in his favor. They're still going to pursue him, and inside of that smoke, we know there's a player lurking, but Stewie gets the shot instead.
Yeah, Stewie just harassing him. Good play from Fallen as well, moving out of the market, being a supportive backup to NAF and being able to trade those kills off, finding a double, giving Liquid the huge advantage in the round. Olaf would have liked to have taken a couple of kills at the end to keep the money low, and fortunately not able to convert them. So, buy up for FaZe. First round on the board for Team Liquid early. 2 AKs, a Galil, Tech 9 on carrying. The Tech 9s are coming back in a big way. Scout on Brokey as well. And Rain is going to lead the way up ramp, but the Molotov will keep him back in perfect position for the HE grenade. Grim's going to put his smoke down on top of the Molotov, extinguish it. Brokey's looking for a little image, little glimpse of feet around the crack of the smoke, but then he gives it up as well. And FaZe looked like they wanted to have some kind of a timing explosion up that A ramp, but with the utility usage and the smoke follow-up as well, it's just not there for them. So they're going to fall back and readjust and go to Plan B.
Plan B might be B. Plan BB. Or as the CIS players might say, B, 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 B. So Stewie and Elige both back toward jungle. We'll see if they can rotate back over and get a read on this. Certainly things have quieted down, so they don't want to give away too much of the map.
There's no utility for FaZe. They actually are going to have to take like contact fights. They've got 2 flashbangs, but there's no smoke for Catwalk. There's no Molotov for Catwalk. Thankfully, no defenders there, but there are 4 at the A bomb site. So if FaZe end up trying to attack this with such light utility, it could be a slaughter because they have nothing to isolate any crossfires.
NAF was actually, if I'm not mistaken, boosted inside of the B side as well, but now he's going to rotate off of that quad position and play Catwalk instead, so he gets a bit more information to be forward in the site. You're right, without this utility, look at the CTs pushing forward inside of the cave. This is going to be a huge problem for FaZe because they're completely surrounded if they do go toward A, and Kerrigan going down. Olaf manages to get inside of the ladder, but even still, they don't have much to work with it. Shot from Stewie, Fallen as well as they reverse the position back against Twist, and Brokey gets the only kill so far. Reasonably well-struck shot, to be fair. That was a wall bang with a scout into the head of Stewie. He upgrades to an AK as a result. As they jump over to try and take him down, they'll get Olaf instead, but Brokey manages to keep this alive. 3 seconds left, though, round over, I'm afraid, and they know where he is, so the question is, did they go for the AK? Naf's the only one that's able to peek, and he goes down, so they at least hold on to the weapon on the FaZe side of the equation. We tie this up at 2.
That's actually a massive win for Brokey. He gets to keep a hero AK-47 in the next round. He can do more to limit the economy, and he forced a 3rd rebuy out of the Team Liquid defense, so chipping away at the money, keeping it in a respectable position. But we're all tied up as Liquid have strung 2 together. And yeah, you could see just the hard part of all these FaZe players trying to find their duels from their respective positions, and just no flashbangs. I think they had 2 when this execute began, but not enough flashbangs, not any Molotovs or smokes to make anyone from Liquid feel uncomfortable. And Liquid's gonna love those fights. Full buy actually around this AK-47. Everyone from FaZe has invested, as the bonus had not built up enough, so they just realized economically it's good to have some fight in this round. 1-4 setup again, Rain being the player in middle, and 4 players ready to explode on NAF. He's out in the open, he's got to hide, he's completely blinded. Elige from Catwalk, Stewie chimes in as well. But now again, NAF all alone as Elige falls, he's gonna deliver at least 1. Still alive, still buying time, and Twist with the Tech 9. He gets the kill, but that gun is way out in the open. He's never gonna recover it.
He might not have to if he keeps firing with the Tech 9 like this. He saw both in window as well, surely, but they could split and they could go toward the door. He wants the Deagle instead. He wants that range. Twist spotted by Stewie. They know he's back behind the van, and Grim gets a good position to lock him in. Dispose of that body inside the van and drive it far, far away, as it's going to be now. Liquid in the lead. It's just dawned on me. I know this is like very obvious to a lot of people, but it's so crazy that Entropic and Furia are the upper bracket of these 2 games, and Liquid FaZe. I mean, as a a legacy fan, you're going to look at that and think it's completely backwards. But just to give you a note on that game, they have started map 2 as well. It's on Nuke, and Entropic are off to an early start.
I believe Furia had a very strong victory on the first map as well. So just Deagles. FaZe bring enough weapons to find a couple kills into this game. Pop flash over the wall from A bomb site allows Stewie to try and get a little bit of information. Allows him and Alish to coordinate a peek towards middle. And they see nothing. Grim playing a dangerous game behind the smoke. He's going to back off as the smoke is about to fade. FaZe is going to be very aggressive with which fights they take with these Deagles, trying to find something. Stewie eliminates Olaf Meister in mid. That was the lurk in towards underpass, and now they know it's a single front fight. And FaZe is going to gain no ground. Good shooting from Team Liquid. Rain!
Oh my!
That's filthy. One more would be something special.
Yeah, one more might be. The problem is he's now down to 26 HP. He has the bomb. He's going to go back over toward Palace as well. And the push from Naf is going to lock him on this side of the map. There's no way he can rotate back through spawn.
It's the money, though. That's the context of how important those kills are for Rain. Look at the cash built up on Liquid. They're about to have 4 rounds in a row, but they have no money in the bank to show for it. And that's the real danger, because FaZe is going to have them at a breaking point immediately.
It's a good kill from Fallen to make sure it doesn't go any further, and you're absolutely right. And that goes back to the last round as well, in that it was a 2v1 against Twist, who Tech-9'd down 2 players from inside of the B quad position.
Look at the lights on Rain's keyboard.
Is there... This is going to be obviously contextual, so not in every single situation, but is there anything sexier than a 1-dig? I think that's still the sexiest highlights, right?
Yeah, they're pretty nice. It's I mean that's been like the characteristic, the typical shot in Counter-Strike since time began.
Like maybe some quick flick no scopes or something. But I think Deagle still takes it. I think that's why I just love seeing it.
Especially when you get the follow-up. You get the 1-dig entrance and you get the 1-dig follow-up as well to really crack open a bomb site. That's unique. Rain is going to find a kill on Stewie as he slides out, peering through that Molotov, or excuse me, through the smoke around the edge of it. That's a big kill to get. It opens up the middle of the map, forces a rotation from Fallen. He thinks the B bomb site is going to be under pressure, and he might not be wrong. Bomb is about to enter the B halls way far back. They could set up a B split with this, considering they have a player up in connector. That's Rain. Molotov shows that maybe they want to attack connector. Pulls Alish into position.
So he'll hold from the corner with the Naf to get the information. Naf, if he just gets the straight first kill, that'll allow him to now turn his attention to the immediate threat that existed inside of the apartments. But without the 2 kills on Cat, they don't want to go any further because they're just ducks to the slaughter as they try and jump in. Grim, good turnaround to find Rain. That was their last feather in this round to try and open things up, to try and get toward A. And with no smokes down inside connector, Twist knows his backside is exposed. He manages to get to the top of the stairs, but he's got to be quicker than that. Grim holding it will drop the bomb down. And now Liquid are looking good. 5 rounds in a row, as Brocky at least will get one more, but unfortunately for him, that AK and the rest of his team being broke, Brokey will have to either save or die in the next 16 seconds. And lost round bonus is pretty high, so I think trying to get a gun down and going down as a result is the better decision. Can't get that kill. Again, map choice I don't think matters as much in this, like you say, it's a very neutral map pool that we have, this veto, this series. And Liquid certainly responding and rising to the occasion right now.
Yeah, looking much better than Inferno.
It's like the most neutral map pool we could have, because we have Dust 2 next, and you can't tell me...
Yeah, all the standard maps.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a fun map to complete this on. That'd be a really, really cool map with the players in the server to see Dust 2 in this series. Liquid looking for it. Kerrigan looking for a pick up the A ramp with the scout and just barely misses Stewie's head.
So as you say, though, it's 5-2, and Liquid looking pretty good in terms of the rounds 1 in a row. It's now 5 in a row. But the money's not built up, so FaZe have done a decent job of keeping this honest, as Fallen will get the opening pick this time, however, against Kerrigan.
That's the thing. This round is very important in that context of wanting to build up some money. A bit of danger. Brokey finds one. Good job from Alish, spinning around back and forth, and Fallen's got the final. That's not bad. 4 players survive. They'll be okay with that one. Obviously, would like all 5 players to build up the most money, but 1 loss isn't bad.
No, not at all. You can compensate for that with a drop. Being able to force things out, including utility now, that's also significant. Because it's not like you can only throw him a gun and he's got to buy the armor and everything else. You can now throw nades. I'm sure that's coming, right? Valve's going to be like, oh, you can unzip your armor now and suit up your teammates.
Pass him a helmet.
Yeah, here you go. Don't mind the blood splatters on it.
Yeah, don't mind the bullet holes. Alish chucking out a nade. Rain had just backed up, knew what was coming.
Oh, that flash is devastating for Elige because there was still time in that smoke that he might have been able to catch out Rain, so very well timed from FaZe to get him down middle, and he's able to get inside of Connector, but Elige spramming on one side of the smoke, and you had Stewie and Fallen. Stewie, despite going down, had Fallen to cover off the other. Meant that he was pretty much not long for life, and it's back to a 4-on-4 almost immediately.
Yeah, but Liquid have the wrong read. They're backing away from this A bomb site. It's Grim and Dark. He's underneath the porch, or the balcony, excuse me, and Fallen's got to get all the way back with his AWP. I think he might just get here in time. That flashbang isn't going to be there to blind him off the angle, but now Brokey has it, peering. Oh, but he couldn't hold him. He was holding the peak from Ticket Booth, and Fallen came from a different angle. That means Twist goes down, and Kerrigan is going to start moving into position.
FaZe looking a little bit lackluster on these executions. Dry peeking into the site again because they don't have the smokes in position. They only have a Molotov left as Olaf throws this last flash. Have an HE as well, but in terms of execution, that is bomb thrown over. They've got a massive gap at Nectar, so Kerrigan has to go for standard. Oh, Elige fell off of it, and that allows the bomb plant. That's significant, or is it? Because Fallen gets Brokey as well. Had he not, had they had time to set it up, they have a chance for the round. Olaf still does. Bomb could have never been planted. It wouldn't have gone that far. They still hold themselves together, and it's 7-2 for Liquid.
Yeah, funny enough, the boost up and falling off it as well. It's an awkward peak for Brokey with the AWP, so it causes him to miss his shot, and that opens up the retake. First kill onto Kerrigan with the plan, and then obviously Fallen with the up, grabbing the angle after Brokey takes his shot. A couple really awkward timings and awkward peaks for Fallen, net him 2 kills. We'll take it.
So now it's Liquid that have a substantial lead in the game.
Yeah, 5 rounds.
FaZe that has to respond as well.
Joker Steve, hands behind the back, making sure he doesn't clap. No fist bumps. Tactical timeout called from FaZe as they talk things over and look to readjust. And yeah, you're right. That's now 2 hits towards the A bomb site they've had with weapons, but running low on their utility. Like trying to attack that bomb site with no smokes and very few flashbangs. They almost made it work, in fairness, but
I think when they lost Rain, like they put so much into middle. I mean, we just saw that replay. There was what, 3 smokes down in that position from them. So
one of those was Stewie's, I believe.
Ah, okay.
But yeah. You're right. I mean, a lot of resources are usually going to be spent in mid.
Mirage is very utility-based still, I think. I mean, it's anyone who's played matchmaking in it and has a teammate who knows the smokes versus playing solo and people don't, it's such a different map. Changes the entire dynamic and the entire fun factor, I think, for a lot of people on how it's played when you have that knowledge. So quick flash for Twist to make sure no one's pushed inside of the A cave. There was a defensive smoke on it already, so he'll be a little bit more confident that they might be being a bit passive this round.
Well, since we've talked a bit about the utility usage, let's see. Kerrigan just used 1 smoke. That's going to be towards window. There's 1 remaining that was just used as well. It looks like that's going to go towards top con. Let's see what they do with it because, ooh, Stewie in a tough place. He's been picked off in con and in window a couple times.
This needs to be the go, though, because those smokes are slowly fading. Now, this is a problem. Oh, they didn't spot it. I thought Grim was transferring too late. Olaf does get over the stairs, but he still shut down Twist coming in from Palace. Missed shot from Fallen, and they didn't have a smoke for him. But they could have busted out sooner, I thought, if they had to get the clean kill on Grim.
Ooh.
They had everywhere else. Those are some broken legs.
I wonder if, was that Herd? That'd be interesting. Fallen. They're going to double peek him from 2 different sides. Ooh, excuse me, that's Naf. Good kill from Rain up on the bench. He pops up to find 1. They should know where Fallen is, but unfortunately the bomb is down. They have to commit here. And again, just the 1 Molotov on Olaf in 28 seconds.
He sees that bomb, confirms it's still down, and now he'll just hold the angle easily enough on Rain. Nearly gets Olaf crossing over as well. 21 seconds. A battle of the 2 of them directly against each other as the AWP forced to fall off will allow the bomb plant down for Olaf. 2 classics, 2 juggernauts, 2 major winners going head-to-head to close out this round, and Olaf sneaks far enough away that Fallen will go down.
Yeah, Olaf expected him to be taking some kind of a fight at those boxes to stick around the bomb plant, and good movement, good mobility from Olaf. And Fallen, I mean, he acted like he wanted to run and wrap around through the murder hole, and that was all the time that Olaf needed to get into a solid position in the 1v1. Fallen gives up information of where his opponent goes after the plant. 4-round lead now for Liquid. And man, we touched on it a couple times. I thought they might have done just enough in terms of building up money. Liquid, despite rattling off, what, 7 straight?
Yep, absolutely.
No cash built up, so back down to pistols immediately.
Well, there's why every kill counts, kids. This is an interesting position to be in, though, because Brokey's making a lot of noise to get that utility sent in towards B, and they've actually probably heard him run away with that AWP as well. So Kerrigan is dead. There's absolutely no chance for him, as they already knew his teammate retreated. They already knew that it was going to be a fake, and he didn't even have his gun out because he thought he was safe. So it's over toward A. They have to make this work without the aid, without the lurk, without the rotations back, and it's a 1-for-1, excuse me, make that a 2-for-1 as Olaf will get fallen down on the site itself. But the disadvantage still for FaZe, and imagine, without all this money, the time they finally break the economy and they lose this round, it would be devastating for the half. Liquid would love that situation, so they have to slow this down, and there has been one gun recovered. Elige has a Galil.
I think Stewie wanted Naf to be peeking with him at the top of the stairs, but didn't realize that Naf was being held in check by the AWP of Brokey. As Olaf fought below, Brokey held above. And FaZe are happy to just stall this one out and use the time as an ally. Making sure nobody's flanking. The bomb is sticking around, so they're going to go back to A this whole time, but they want Liquid thinking. They want the option to be there that they could have fallen back to the B bomb site, and Liquid is just going to hold their nerve.
With the P250. Oh, he's actually absolutely assassinated Brokey on the way by, and Elige gets Olaf. So there you go, FaZe. They finally give themselves a chance in this game, and Liquid shut it down. That is a defining round.
Yeah, that could end up being a huge round in the context of this game, especially when you look back and say the Olaf 1v2 on Inferno in the second round set the tone for that one. Liquid's had a stunningly strong defense so far, and turning it on their head here. Going back to pistols and still being able to convert the round. And a couple of pair of free weapons passed over to Team Liquid. Fallen's got the AWP, 13-7. A pretty solid game from him so far.
Solid indeed, as Fallen will put flames at the feet of anyone that wants to walk out from the underpass. Kerrigan spots it, has to run away. That's like the antagonization of the bully at school. It's like, oh god, he's coming for me, turn around.
Yeah, and also, the bully's friend is about to come from catwalk and just sucker punch you.
I would never sucker punch anyone, Jason. I have too much honor, dignity, respect.
You have none of those things.
All right, listen, shh, don't expose me.
Ooh! Oh, god damn.
Rain is making a case to be the best Eagle player at this major.
That's sick. Oh, Fallen is not going to be happy about that one. Stewie's got to be careful. Boosting up behind him. He just turned away. The timing is brutal. Stewie's having a rough time in window so far here in Mirage. And FaZe knocking on the door of a conversion of an eco round.
Oh, this would level things out from the last one we saw, but they just don't have the utility to dispel and move Elige away from that connector position, which is so strong, seeing toward A. Kerrigan, another one deep, but he can't convert it to catch out Naf. We go to another 2-on-2 situation. A gun picked up for Olaf.
Liquid just have no idea where the next point of attack is going to be. Those kills, the kill from Rain, the kill from Stewie. I mean, Stewie and Fallen are the ones looking towards mid, the ones that can gather information for you, and then no one from Liquid knows where FaZe is actually headed. The A bomb site is open. Going to get the plant down. Grim coming through the murder hole, taking the risk. Twist is going to be following up with the bomb, so they'll plant safe. Still a very difficult clutch. Twist has no rifle. And one in CT spawn is massive. That's Olaf with the M4.
Grim saw the head above the box. He couldn't get the shot off fast enough before Twist put the bomb down, and now he can duck and weave. Smoke as well, just to make sure that headshot isn't more of a possibility. It lets him elevate and try and use this as a potential one-way. They'll see him, but he falls off, and he can transfer over. Now they've got a 1-on-2 setup, and they've lost track of him, so Twist adds to the Deagle total. A third in this round, and it is now down to Naf, who has to go against a gun in the hands of Olaf, and Twists, who's already been deadly with the Deagle. And he does have a kit. He does not have utility. He's forced him in behind the firebox, an angle at which Olaf cannot trade, but time ticking as it is. Even though he taps this, even though we know Olaf's there, he has to go to the P250. No time for the reload, and it's stolen back by FaZe, 8-4.
Oh, that's brutal. I thought they would have known where Olaf was, considering he threw the smoke that allowed Twist to be so mobile. That's really good teamwork. Giving your teammates some resources to play with, the one way over the top, and obviously a little bit of cover to transfer between the two boxes inside the site. But Grim was peering towards a ramp. He was peering towards Palace, so they must not have had the information of where that smoke came from.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I was confused as to why he was looking so far left. I thought he anticipated Twist went the other way, but look at these Deagles. That's just sick from Rain. And then we saw Olaf getting inside of the window. And Jason, Chat and I have gotten on pretty well this event, so I'm going to ask them to help me with lunch. Do I want chicken or beef burritos, Chat? Just let me know. Thanks.
It's a good question. Barbacoa.
I want to be inclusive here, right? We're all, you know, it's how the real streamers do it, right? They just ask chat everything,
Yeah.
even if they don't listen.
Well, Liquid's forced into the round. 2 M4s on Elysian Naf, the AWP on Stewie. So he wants to change up the way he's defending middle, the weapon he's going to use to do it. And it's one of the great parts about having Stewie on the team. He's fantastic with the AWP as well as the rifles. Smoke's going to clear. Kerrigan has looked for this fight a couple of times. Oh, he sees the feet. He sees the feet as it clears. Oh, and even with the dink. Actually, excuse me, a very weak dink. Kerrigan just down to 72. Grim and Fallen couldn't handle it. And the bomb is here. And all the utility is here. So FaZe is certainly going to take advantage of these opening kills and just waltz right into the bomb site. Stewie to try and recover with the AWP. Gotta look away. They're going to swing on him. Kerrigan's up close, and that's a good pick.
Good pick indeed to shut them down as they get in position, but Brokey's back with the AWP in this round. Unfortunately, not for long. Elige able to slide back out from jungle. Twists, meanwhile, trying to be the key in this round. Yes, he's far from the bomb at this point, but he's going to flank it out. Murder hole, in fact, because he knows the CTs have already gone through it, so why would they look there? This is a time you can go through, and Rain with 1 kill brings Naf back to the fold, and now FaZe are getting going. It looks like the answer was beef.
It's almost not even fair that Twist has that kind of a flank, and it's all off the back of how quick those 2 opening kills came out when so much pressure is put onto the 8 bomb site, and you have to recover a 3 versus 5. If you're Liquid, you're not searching for that flanker. You're not staying spread out. Everyone's rotating over to try and recover the scenario on the other side of the map, and Twist has complete freedom to take his time and make whatever decision he wants. This is a great kill from, or these are great kills from Kerrigan, and it put the rest of his teammates in play in an advantage situation. Rain now going to get aggressive, spots the jump down. I think Elige realizes he was spotted. Good dink, but a better shot on the follow-up from Rain.
So Rain with the AWP. Now it's back to what the opportunity was FaZe had a few rounds ago, right? Now it's like, now we can get an anti-eco situation potentially and win it. The difference is the back and forth rounds mean it's a lot closer than it was at 7-2. At 8-5, they're really starting to make a half out of this as Brokey, good position. We talk about ladder so frequently and how strong it can be. Well, a bit awkward as he takes 3 dinks to the face. He's got the tier 3 helmet on, the Alton helmet, as he's getting surrounded, but Stewie, if they wait this long enough, the potential could be that they kill him and try and get a gun from it. Problem is that I think FaZe are well aware of it, and they're going to try and make sure that does not happen as Stewie sneaks in. There's the gun, but as I said, they're close. That's pretty sick. Goes flying off the ladder. It looked awkward at first, but somehow the movement works, and Kerrigan can't get the shot off, so Stewie still a chance in this to stay alive as the nade comes out as well. He knows Olaf's not going to be at the ready with the weapon. I know the round is over, but this is significant for Stewie to grab an AK because the money is significant for the rest of his team to buy in the next round.
Yeah, that was a great sequence from Stewie. Triple kill, as you mentioned, just for something small like keeping a weapon in hand. Last round of the first half, and man, Liquid had such a good half for a while, and FaZe just kept grinding at it, kept staying in this just barely. They've won 4 of the last 5 rounds, FaZe, to close the gap in this scoreline. So it was once a pretty dominant CT half from Team Liquid has really slipped away from them. 7 rounds in a row at one point. And Kerrigan, oh, he's definitely going through this time. He's wanted that throughout the half. And finally, he forces the issue to his detriment. And Fallen's back on the scoreboard as well, getting aggressive with the AWP.
Stewie took. Going to swap it out right now. Actually, he's going to push through it. Excuse me. I thought he was going to swap with Fallen. He's going to go all the way through, and Fallen's going to try and support him, but that's too easy. He turned around too late, and Olaf already there. Elige tries to step out. What a snap from Olaf to take him down, and Fallen does at least get one in return. Bomb is down at Horseshoe, top side of middle. So watch out, because the fact that they are going to get pinched bottom of mid means they have to go back for that, and Naf becomes a problem as they want to boost up. Twist is a little bit late to find that shot. Fallen on the AWP will go down one-on-one. And Twist has the advantage in the HP, but I thought the positioning of Grim, that is phenomenal for Twist to spin it around, and we get an 8-7 half.
Well, at least this time, the soul-crushing 1v2 clutch comes in the final round of the half instead of the second round of the half. Like that, look, it's going to be still difficult to kind of get over. Another round that Liquid probably shouldn't have lost, but a stunning shot. We would actually just mention the pre-match. Twist probably a little bit underrated for his clutching ability. That's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, you're right. He's not necessarily as like cerebral as someone like Zippix or even Elige, but he has just so much raw skill that he's not scared of taking the duels in those situations. That as well, I think, is why his name's Twist, as he snaps around and nails that shot. That was amazing. Wow. I mean, this sequence, he knows he has fallen, right? He knows it's the opera. As soon as he misses one, he can pursue it. But to go back and like he's exposed still, not knowing, and just happens to check it, that's pretty smart. So lights out and away we go on half number 2, and it's going to be Liquid in the lead by 1.
Small fake at the A-bomb site. Just Naf chucking out a smoke. Here comes the B hit. It's been spotted. Kerrigan's seen it. Gun out a little bit late. He gets trucked by Grim from the other angle, but they haven't cleared the bench yet. They haven't cleared bench, and it's Olaf. Oh, he's got 2. Finally taken down, but that opens up the door for Brokey to come out of market. He stopped the plant, and now Fallen. He's over at the bench trying to hunt down this kill, and it's not going to happen. Brokey so dynamic in the bomb site, and Naf left in a 1 versus 3.
And it's Twist that kills him again. I swear, those two have killed each other more than anyone else on the server. Both of the deaths, if you put all their deaths together, predominantly it's the other person.
Canadians can just smell each other.
Oh, yeah. It is true, you know. As friendly as we are, we do like a good scrap every now and then.
Pine tar and maple syrup.
Why pine tar?
I don't know. Outdoorsy, woodsy people. You're wearing a lumberjack shirt.
Okay, let's not... I'm going to let you off the hook this time, Jason.
Oh, Twist. Last 2 rounds have been excellent from him. Gonna get aggressive in middle. Brokey to take some attention away, but Twist has both of those kills. It's a clean sweep for FaZe, 9-8.
We see Twist, the antagonist in this storyline. Fallen, the man that came in to replace him. And it's Joka? I always say it wrong. Joka that's behind them, right?
Yes.
Yes. I always want to say Joka, because for some Swedish reason, even though he's not Swedish.
He's not Swedish.
Neither is
He's
Liquid.
like the opposite of Swedish. He's from, I think, like New Hampshire.
That's the opposite of Sweden, is it? All right. I've learned something
Maybe
today.
not, I don't know. Listen, he's far away from Sweden.
Understood. So back to get the bomb goes Fallen. As the convergence and shots toward middle will subside, they use a Molotov instead to make sure no one gets up underneath the window. Additional smoke deployed in that position as well, but they'll start to rotate this off. Single man on B to try and hold the apartments and get that information early enough. And the first rotation to arrive would be Brokey, who sits with 16 kills right now, leading the way for his team. Tied with Fallen for the lead in the server, in fact. Late smoke in the window, and this could be a 3-2 with Catwalk onto B. That looks to be the case. And I said that they had already gone through the vents and they were ready to rotate, but they aren't now. This actually could be a problem for FaZe if they don't get this information soon. Smoke down as well. Kerrigan's got to be very clever about this. He's got to be very quick to make this call. The top smoke at connector, that couldn't even look down toward ladder. They couldn't actually even spot toward the catwalk position to give him that extra information. Utility's going to come in now. He starts off with a good kill in the first. That's taken immediately, and Twist goes down to Naf because they were staring down connector. They were looking through it, and as soon as he peeked, they were ready. Now, they do give up ladder room because they want to go to the site, and that allows Brokey to rotate back over free of charge. And as the bomb gets planted, we go to a 3-on-3. Watch it, Liege, because he is on 2, but he is not scared at all of taking that fight with Brokey. He gets the headshot from the AK at range, and I think FaZe gave away too much. They didn't get a read, and they were not ready to split the map and rotate, so it's going to be a save.
Nice job from Liquid, barreling their way into that bomb site, and stunning second shot from Elige, the one tap towards Catwalk. So all tied up. Very, very difficult T side on Inferno. I will say, I do enjoy the way Fallen calls on Mirage. Not fully certain how he's going to be playing this one, but historically, or back when I was there were a couple great games where Fallen really had a good feeling for this map, I thought. We're all tied up at 9, and FaZe is going to take a timeout. They're going to buy for sure. They have plenty of money. And obviously the 2 saved weapons can be dropped over. Olaf and Rain can just rebuy with utility as well. So full investment coming in for FaZe. Even an AWP is going to be dropped over to Brokey. But this is it. Liquid have him at a breaking point early in the second half. Third time out called by FaZe. They've been efficient though. I mean, look, they helped them get back into this game. At one point it was a complete slaughter in the favor of Team Liquid. Boop.
96 ADR for Brokey, tied with Fallen on the other side. And as I said,
I don't normally
leaders.
I don't normally point out that stat, but if you caught that, everyone on FaZe has a headshot percentage of over 60%. On the Liquid side, it's like 4 players are in the 30s. Like you just the aim at the moment for FaZe is just hitting way harder.
Oh, not that time.
Yeah, maybe the percentage is going to rise up now. Good shot from Naf.
That is something we noticed on day one, though. Remember the Vertigo match? Elise just wasn't quite on. Naf's been missing, not that time obviously, but some narrow shots. It is a factor. Normally, you know, people always say you gotta have good aim to be a pro. Well, that's true, but aim isn't the only factor. Game sense and positioning is actually something I would encourage everyone to work on first if you want to learn how to play Counter-Strike, but it does have a difference when it's off that consistently. However, this time, Twitch trying to dance around. He's the one that's off. He can't line it up against Naf, who once again is the one to kill him. Man, oh man, they're having a back and forth game of tug-of-war between the two, and it's all on to Olaf. Bomb to be planted. That nade, I think the bomb's already planted, and it goes too far. If that had landed, it's 1 HP for Grim. If that had landed, it might have made a difference in the round as well, as Grim sacrifices himself and Naf is able to slide out.
That's a good call from Team Liquid. I don't know, whoever told Grim to swing and Zowie could be bait, that's a brilliant piece of communication. And Naf, it's an easy trade for him, but you're right. The nade, just a little bit off. It would have killed Grim, it would have done great damage onto Naf, and Olaf would have had a completely different scenario. The other thing we should keep our eye on as well, remember, part of the thing that made Twist such a excellent player for Team Liquid in his tenure there was his ability to anchor bomb sites, his positioning inside that A site, and we almost saw a little bit of that magic in that previous round. Now here on FaZe, he's taken up a more difficult position of window room and connector, more centralized on the map. No longer just a little spinning aimbot inside the A bomb site.
A sentry turret.
Yeah, it's essentially what he was. He was great at it. Liquid lost one of these rounds already in the game, in the first half, losing to Pistols.
Naf not able to hit the headshot this time as Olaf baits him out. Gets that information at the very least, but with the P250, he won't get anything else. So Rain will run.
It's mid-control by Elige and Stewie. In fact, Stewie wants to pressure up Catwalk. He's got cover of smoke in towards Khan. He's got Elige as well. It's going to help when that smoke fades. Rain's getting a lot of information, so it's going to be a 4-player stack. Actually, this is a very fast flank. If they don't get the kills quick, if they get stopped, if Brokey can do anything, Rain is going to get so much more powerful. He's creeping up behind him at the moment. He needs his teammates to provide something, and I think the danger has gone away. Certainly now it's a 1 versus 5, and if they could have provided any resistance, this would have been effective. Took a little bit of time for Naf to realize where the shots were coming from, but they handle it. It's all good.
The interesting thing is Folly and Stewie were still 100 HP. If you could have hit the shot faster onto Naf, Grim was low enough that 3 kills could have been possible, and I don't think he wins the round there, but
it gets interesting.
Well, it gets interesting, so we get to yell and scream and be idiots like we are, but also the economic aspect of that, right? They get the bomb down and they take 3 guns away. It would have been pretty significant as we look back at Naf's contribution and success at getting into the sites. He's now on 19 kills. So I mentioned before that Fallen was leading the way. He hasn't got a kill since I said that. Sorry, I jinxed you. Good, sir. But Naf has passed everyone. Exactly what Liquid need.
Yeah, 19 kills. 16 on Fallen as well. Effective in the first half with the AWP. Just clearing out some of the dangerous positions for Palace. Stewie is just biding his time. He's got no utility, just the 1 flashbang. He wants to come in for a late flank. Either towards Catwalk or through Market, but it is going to be an A set piece. Grim ready to go at A ramp. Smokes are going to be tossed over. Rain will see those. Blinded just a little bit, but Twist had his eyes completely burnt out. Grim is going to run the route, but doesn't clear the bomb site, doesn't look in towards default. Naf has no ability to trade it. A second player is going to join up. Elysian middle is doing work, and now they can just readdress. They sent Grim forward to get the one kill, and he did his job. It pulled the rotations and gave Stewie and Elige both a frag. Excuse me, Elige 2 frags.
All right there?
Yeah. I thought Stewie had gotten
A little bit of an overload?
Yeah.
Meltdown?
I thought for sure Stewie would have gotten one on the flank, and I didn't notice that Elige got 2.
It's all right. The same effect in the end as Fallen will plant the bomb. So again, Liquid start off the half extremely well.
Well, I mean, if they can keep battering, it'd actually be great if Liquid hunt down these weapons. They do have Naf in position in Palace.
I say they start off the half extremely well. They start off the gun rounds well. It was 4 rounds, 2 and 2 with pistol and conversion, for FaZe. So they've won both pistols and not been ecoed in those situations, and yet Liquid's still winning out this game, which says a lot about how much more effective their gun rounds have been.
Says a lot, too. I mean, Liquid would have loved to have had the second half pistol. It felt like they had a good advantage getting into that B bomb site. FaZe just hitting some very, very nice shots on the retake. Regardless, 12th round now for Liquid. Looking to even up the map score at 1. Looking to recover from a lackluster Inferno. 16-8 was the winning score for FaZe on the first map of this series. And a timeout is called. 4th timeout called by FaZe.
Kerrigan obviously knows there's something to do. And he looks to his left where the younger players sit. Brokey the closest to camera.
Zoomers go kill.
Zoomers go zooming, baby. They're sponsored by Nissan, not Mazda. Otherwise, it would be Zoom Zoom.
2 AWPers there for each team. Fallen's not going to have an AWP. He's choosing to stick with the AK-47 in this half. Brokey has picked up 1. So FaZe with enough money to bring some dangerous elements. The stair smoke. Brokey can use that in a variety of different ways. At the moment, Twist is using it to peer over the top with his deagle. And Brokey protecting the underpass.
Protecting it, and he's got that crosshair placement to clip the wall and swing ever so slightly, and he does exactly that onto Stewie. Twists will get Elige with the deagle. Another one that has been successful as Grim will get rain back coming in through A. Watch out for the smokes. Olaf wants to play the wide side of them, and they've got an M4 in that position as well. Flash high in the sky for Grim as he's going to rush it all the way to the CT and try and go straight through and be combative toward the CTs that are rotating, but I think they're going to bail on this one. I think they're, oh, maybe not.
I think you definitely, I think you go for this. At least see what you're going to get. You have a couple low HP players, but why not 4 on 3? You want the op to survive. You're going to be buying rifles in the next round, so see if you can get anything early on before you really commit to the retake.
That nade going too deep again. Fallen stays forward of it. They're going to clear CT, bring that op into position. But again, Grim was the one that was forward. Brokey gets only 1, and his teammates completely annihilated at the front side of the site as well. Over toward the connector, and they're going to chase it. They're going to chase Brokey down. Naf, okay. I saw it on the radar before we snapped him, and I thought he actually had the lineup through the vent. Instead, he was just trying to get something to hit him. So he'll get away with this AWP.
That round went exactly as FaZe would have liked. You get 2 opening kills. Obviously, that was perfect. 1 dig from Twist towards middle on Elige, and obviously Brokey with the AWP and the underpass onto Stewie. You have a 5 on 3 scenario, recover a couple of weapons, and yeah, go for it, because you're buying in the next round no matter what. And thankfully, they saved the 1 AWP, as we just saw, and actually going to switch into a double op setup with the bonus money that they get. Olaf is going to have that in hand. 3 kits and plenty of nades for the FaZe side. But you're right, Team Liquid, these gun rounds are looking good. They've taken control, they've taken an advantage. 4-round lead.
Twists with nades out toward middle. Elige gets himself back into position by way of 2 flashes, 1 low, 1 high. That'll cover connector and window. Meanwhile, Stewie is setting his sights upon the B site. But speaking of sights, there is a scope staring that gap down. And if he checks the stairs slowly, ooh, Olaf had a better angle for it previously. He could be caught. He's actually sneaking up. He gets by. Olaf fires. Stewie was smart. He didn't overextend and didn't actually fail to consider that possibility. He was well wise with the fact that an AWP could be over there, that they could be running the double op setup, having saved one previously. And Brokey, that reveals one of the ops is the only other, and he's over on the A site, the traditional ticket booth spot for him.
40 seconds though, and he's regained Olaf that deep angle towards upper B, which has allowed them to put Kerrigan in mid with the window and have 3 dedicated defenders to the A bomb site. So this is going to be a really, really tough execute for Team Liquid.
And they're gonna go now. Smokes go down. Brokey finds the first. Rain still in shadows, trying to wait for his opportunity. They're spamming Brokey. In fact, he goes all the way down, and Rain hits the pillar. He's missed the shots. It's not gonna be good enough as Twist finds Fallen. That's all they get so far. The execution with 13 seconds, and the bomb plant, importantly, is safe and secure because Naf knows he has to fight forward. Twist too late to find Elige. Has it back to a 2-on-3. And they'll go, they have to. 2 kits. Naf is again trying to be the menace in this. He's gonna go back to the murder hole behind, and there's 2, make it 3, all in front. This is a slaughter. Naf's gonna do it all. They're just in front, make it 1, quick, easy. And now they know that he's front forward, but they found the other kill, and that means they can turn their attention back in time, and Kerrigan gets it. It's gonna be the defuse for FaZe.
Oh man, no one from Liquid, that's unfortunate. Lige couldn't even get involved. He gets the bomb planted, and as soon as he does, it's actually very fortunate that they get the bomb planted because Twist had that kill immediately. Stewie can't stay alive long enough in Palace for that flank to come in from Naf. That hurts. Good retake from FaZe in a 3-on-3. And it does get them a little bit closer. 13-10 going into round number 24. And even one through the smoke. Wow. Good round from Twist. Fallen does not have a gun. Booking it. Quickly. And that sucks.
Yep. Sorry, man. Freeze time's over.
That's awkward. This is a pretty important round to not have a weapon for it. So we'll see if that comes into play. But I don't know if he would have gone for an AK-47 or not. But definitely wasn't going to go for a Glock. So miscue. He probably dropped a gun and thought he hit his Bine for a weapon, and it just didn't happen. Regardless, a bit of a tough scenario to be in.
Streets closed, Pizza Boy. Find another way home. Well, Grim's pushed up. He'll get Twists down. So now the guns are even in a 4-on-4, and they still have Fallen. There's potentially a rifle for him. They're going to bring him that direction. Nade will go out. I think Fallen, he's got a Molotov. He didn't pick up the gun. It's a little bit further than that. So either way, pop flash out. Grim trying to get himself in position. They know now that they can grab it, and did he get it? Is Grim going to throw it back to him, or was it lost? Did the nade throw it backwards too far?
Yeah, I think Olaf threw the nade, and it blew it back towards him and away from Fallen. So heads up play again from an experienced player. Kerrigan on catwalk. No one's attacking his position. They're pressuring up connector. I don't think Rain knows it yet. Now Alicia's getting close. Oh, he peeks towards CT spawn, and there goes Rain. Great hit from Liquid. Positioning towards B and switching it up with the quickness. FaZe was never in that round. Olaf's going to have to save. But I feel like, yeah, with this much of the bomb timer left, I'm glad I'm seeing all the Liquid dots on the minimap converge over towards these B halls. Take the op away. Don't let it be easy. Grim's going to go down. Back to the B bomb site for Olaf. I think he spotted Stewie in towards market window. So a lot is on Naf to take this gun away. He's the one plugging the hole. He's the one keeping Olaf towards the B bomb site.
AWP, flash, preemptive, gone. He's done. He's out. Fallen's got the kill. The man who started with no gun will get one with an M4. They're actually going to leave the op on the ground. Next level strats, Jason. That's all it was. Look at Fallen's money now.
Yeah.
You know?
Free cash, free upgraded weapon.
Absolutely. He's the, what are we calling that? The savings bond for the team.
Okay, yeah.
And he gets an M4 tax-free. I don't know many more financial terms, so I'll stop now.
That's the extent of your financial knowledge?
This is why I have a guy, Jason. Okay?
I have a guy. He does everything for me.
He does.
22 kills on Naf leading the way. Grim's at 19 kills as well, playing very, very well. Rain misses an opportunity with the deagle, does tag Elige, but that's all he wants to risk. 20 kills on Brokey, and a good effort from him.
Molotov window, Twist backed off. Liquid's certainly been in control of this game throughout. Absolutely, they have economically. Dust 2 looking more and more likely as our other matchup as well, the advancement match between Furia and Entropic, also going the distance. It's a third map secured already. It'll be ancient between those two, as it was Entropic that came back to win in map 2. Level that out. Olaf, Deagle, double Deagle. 2 shots is all it took. Didn't quite get the headshot, but Elise goes down anyway, and he's still got a chance to fight for more. However, Fallen inside of the smoke is able to get him down, as he already had the lineup. Roki's gonna bait that back out, though. Gets 1 kill already, can't get a gun in time, though. They're already working through the windows, but Twist has the shot. It's a 3-on-1 in favor of FaZe. This is far from done yet. An overtime point, that's all they want right now. They just want to get to 15, and Nav, a chance to do it as they almost line up. Kerrigan will swing back around the pillar instead. He's not done yet either, as he goes back out and confirms the kill. Deagle's deadly for FaZe once more.
FaZe is so good when they're rotating over of getting involved in the action. Everyone is getting there just at the perfect moment. Especially with those Deagles, so many different angles to have to worry about, and Liquid just could slow down so much. Every time they take a step forward, someone goes down, they've got to pause to address the situation. The rest of FaZe just creeps up even closer. This time the timeout is called by Team Liquid. It's their first of the game. FaZe is out of timeouts. They've used all 4. 3-round lead for Team Liquid as they talk things over. And if Liquid somehow don't convert this into a map victory, they will be eliminated from the PGL Major. So they're looking to take us to Dust 2.
The first map, sure, okay, they weren't really in it. We talked about that. They didn't get rolling. To lose this now,
oh, it'd be soul-crushing.
Oh, man, so much money in so many situations. 2 ecos specifically I can think of that went against them. Obviously, the one we just saw.
See, everyone is 50% headshot percentage or below on Team Liquid, and everyone on FaZe is like, there's 4 players over 60%.
Man.
It's not the biggest statistic in the world. It's one we don't normally talk about all that much, but
just wait till they go 100%.
Yep. Just wait. Okay, halls pop. 3 players from Team Liquid up in Palace. Stewie again setting up to be the lurker over in B halls or go through underpass. Either option is available to him. Elige is back at A ramp. He might be the one just tossing out the flashbang for him. Window smoke. Try and keep some attention. Trying to keep the FaZe eyeballs on middle, and it's working. 2 players. Oh, that was going to be an attempt to get Stewie into play up connector as this pop happened, but man, they got to go now. They got to go. Brokey, they're lucky he missed that shot. Fallen's going to hold him in. Follow-up pick is great. 3-on-4 though. Liquid still have a lot to go before they can make their way comfortably into a bomb plant at this site. 1 player in CT spawn, it's Rain, but Grim wasn't ready for the fight. He goes down, and Fallen has got to do some work with this op.
He's going to try to. He's got a chance, excuse me, to walk out clean. Oh, they've let one cross over, though. So if he thinks that's the first peek, oh, he was smart enough. He checked it, but Olaf had the angle the whole time, and they knew that he was out of the balcony. He was spotted in return. Able to slip out was Elige, or excuse me, Olaf, and Elige could not do anything about it, as I get ahead of myself with names, but it's now 2 rounds the difference. FaZe clawing back into this.
Yeah, Fallen was desperately trying to create something with that op, and he was just so exposed. He was just taking the risk of knowing someone from CT spawn was going to have to peek at some point, and that's also the cover he needed to provide to Elige, but not enough bodies to protect the other angle.
Wouldn't it be remarkable if Cold Zero had stayed with FaZe and, you know, Liquid were rushing into B and he jumped up and shot an AWP without scoping?
That clip will never happen again.
I agree with that, but you understand what I'm suggesting,
yes,
right?
I do. It's very possible.
And the world waits to see what Cold Zero will do next. Came to this team to play with Nico, and Nico said, man, I don't care about you. I want to play with my cousin. Everybody loves their cousin down here in Alabama. Shout out to Dust Moret.
Okay.
It's the only person I know from Alabama, so. Oh,
you know,
Stunna is, yeah, Stunna is as well. Stunna, you know, I don't think he has any cousins, though.
Deep nade. Deep flashbang as well for Rain to get aggressive.
Unless they're cousins.
Unless they are.
Whoa.
How would you ever know? Good positioning from Stewie and Elige, or Stewie and Grim, excuse me. But with just Glocks, what can you hope to do from this position? leaving a lot of pressure on these three players to create something. Actually now, excuse me, here they go. Stewie, he's going to be aggressive. If he can find Kerrigan, dink from the side. What a good transfer from Kerrigan. That'll be frustrating. Any other pistol, Stewie might have just had that kill clean, and Grim cannot eliminate Twist, but a good position. Man, if they'd had a little bit more success at the B bomb site, yeah.
It's no nut November, Jason. No more sex, okay?
If they'd had a bit more success at the B bomb site, those positions could have been so deadly. And it would have been an easier cleanup, perhaps. And Brokey is going to find the final 2 kills.
A little bit more sex.
You know, a little bit more sex.
Maybe they should have had a little bit less sex and been having more practice, you know?
Yeah. Damn esports players. Priorities.
One round game. As FaZe will refuse to lose. Liquid have had so many chances. And yet just can't close it out. And it's especially against the Ecos that's going to punish them so severely. As we get into it, can Liquid secure 15 first, or does this go to a tie? And does the money dwindle in the process? That's the bigger aspect of this right now. This is a make or break for both. The team who wins this, in theory, and I say that carefully, considering the circumstances, should win this game. Should win this game, Jason.
Yeah, you'd think. Certainly would have a big advantage in the next round. I think a lot of it depends if Liquid get a solid enough opening in this round, FaZe can choose to save a bunch of those weapons. They have decent amount of money built up, so could still have a strong buy in the next one. Holding control of A ramp. It's just Snaf outside of A for Liquid's attack, and now Stewie's going to get position in towards connector. Nades running low for the Liquid side of things. Flashbangs, 1 smoke, 1 Molotov on Fallen. And they're going to set up this B-split. They've got good position with a player on catwalk, but when that smoke clears at the top con, Elige might have a tough time actually making it into the bomb site. And Olaf's position is strong.
Super strong. If he goes unchecked, and that would give Kerrigan a chance too to turn around because he's holding from Cat. The crossfire works out. Olaf gets 2 plus the assist, but Elige and Fallen are not to be outdone. They survive, the only 2, and find a kill apiece to open the site. Chance for the bomb to go down. As Rain on rotation, Brokey hits a lovely bit of movement. All 3 going to come from Cat, so naturally they'll boost the AWP up. Now, the fact that this is boosted instantly says there's 2 in that position. So that is a tell, and they're all there now. They're all there now, and they might line up for Elige. They've got to be so careful. The HP certainly favors Young John backside of the site. Fallen sneaks out to get the second, but Twist isn't done. Oh, how fitting would it be that he could break down his old team right here and now, and it's the man who replaced him, the leader, the experience, the man they brought in, Fallen, to go against him, and Fallen's wits outdo Twist's aim. It's 15 for Liquid.
That is a gutsy round to win for Team Liquid. At one point, a 2-on-3. They had a tough time breaking into that bomb site. Olaf's position was so strong. It delivered so much. And I think actually 3 players over towards Catwalk made that way more difficult for FaZe. If they just had 1 more player coming from market, a different angle, pull the attention away. Elige was able to do great damage at distance on that retake. Look, Team Liquid, we're at one point, what, 14-10? Lost 3 in a row. And now 15-13, 2 chances to close this out. But again, as I mentioned, there's a decent enough buy for FaZe. They can actually battle and contest here.
Bomb plant makes the difference. That's the huge, huge part of the round that allowed them to get this buy-in. So it's, again, FaZe clutching at straws, but they've done it enough times in this game. And interestingly, Liquid that calls the timeout. As you say, FaZe was out of there 4. So this also gives FaZe a chance to talk about it. You have to consider that too. Sometimes when you're at the very end of the game and you know you still have that slight economic advantage, that situation where you can actually do something with this, you almost don't want to give them a bit of chance to talk it over as well and have the thoughts of a game plan with the weaponry they do have. Forcing it out, man. MP9s.
Yeah. I don't think Liquid's even thinking about that at the moment. I think they're just saying timeout. Let's make sure we all know what we're doing for these final 2 rounds. They've got another one. They've got more timeouts to play with if they need it moving into the next. Rain's going to eat a bit of damage. All 5 players from Liquid here. Make that 4. Brokey's got the opening kill.
Significant. Massive that the single op that they have is able to do so. And it's the op. In this situation, when they force, they know the money's going to be low, but the fact that they have an op, they can go, Did we miscalculate here? Is there going to be some more rifles?
Liquid's delaying this a little bit longer. Here comes at least one smoke. They cleared the flank. They made sure nobody was pushing up. They made sure this bomb site couldn't be stacked. Brokey did rotate away with the AWP. He's all the way at the B bomb site, and Liquid's going to love that. They're going to be very happy when they go back and watch this replay that they didn't have to contest against the AWP. But again, this is going to pull a lot of FaZe players, and they've been very good at this in this map of recovering these scenarios. Elige is in a good position, but unless Rain actually gives away his spot, there's nothing Elige can do at the moment to alleviate this.
Elige at sandwich. Shadow position for Rain. Who moves first? Who flinches on that position? As flashes. Elige is going to go deep. He's going to be spotted. Didn't check it at all. Rain's got to be careful now. MP9, he can get overwhelmed so quickly. What a smoke! What a smoke! And an immediate retake from Kerrigan. They come in. The distraction is enough. And FaZe, they continue to do it. They continue to force this deep. And we now have another chance to force overtime for FaZe. But one more map point likewise for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid actually got so much. They got a decent amount of space. That was just they did nothing to force FaZe out into the open. Naf's usually the one in Palace. He had the only Molotov to be thrown into Dark Spot, which would have potentially forced Kerrigan out into the open. And again, FaZe do it one more time. I mentioned it. As soon as that hit comes in, they're ready to swarm. The op at the B bomb site allowed them to rotate so many weapons to other portions of the map. And now the tables have turned. It's Liquid with low economy who have to do something with it. 4 pistols, and Stewie's got the only AK-47.
Nade going in on that, though. They were certainly aware that he could be jumping up, and you saw one, I think, come in from Catwalk even, that was thrown by Olaf sneaking up. Second one, twist to hold, MP9. The fact that Stewie's on 46 this is a menacing weapon. His crosshair placement suggests he doesn't know he's already come through the window, though Brokey not able to hit it. Stewie's aware twist is there, and now we've got Liquid with a chance to open and close this game as the round has a chance to get onto the site.
Stewie needs to do more. The AK in the playmaker's hands. It's the only weapon they really have. Oh, good shot from Rain. He steps around the smoke. This is everything.
Rain's still there as well. He knows they've got to recover it. He sneaks out, but he's taken down. He missed it. The Tech 9, it's Stewie with the AK. Hold on. Now it's Liquid with the lesser weapons, but Olaf is going as vintage as possible today, and he'll distract, but the AW key can't. Oh, and Elige, he made it so close, but Olaf holds his nerve. 3 kills, and we've got extra innings in this one.
Yeah, what a gutsy battle from Team Liquid in the last round, and a great hold on from FaZe. Man, that's tough, and a little bit of giggles as pressure and tension is released. Everyone can breathe a little bit easier. 15-15.
What a match. I can't believe we're getting this now for elimination. I wanted an arena for this one. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can't believe FaZe has completed this comeback as well. 14-10 to 15-13. And now we're all tied up.
God, I can't wait to be at Stockholm.
I know,
This is getting me ready
as well.
now. This is getting me ready.
That kill right there, I don't know. I'm not going to go ahead. The Silence M4 might have made it a little bit longer for Stewie to realize where those shots are coming from. If that's an AK or an M4A4, maybe he turns fast enough. Don't want to blame it all on that, but what a great clutch again from Olaf Meister. 23 kills from him. Former major winner, multiple major winner. Former, I think, world #1 player as well. Back in 2015, I believe.
Yes, he was. Yep. It was, let's see if I can get this correct. Olaf.
Oh, why are you going down this route?
Cold Zera. Simple Zawu.
Fallen looking over the smoke. Sees nothing. Twist. Playing a dangerous game. There's a flashbang. He's going to peek with it. They're all going to peek with it. It's a trap. And Liquid finds out too late. Olaf with the triple. And Kerrigan is surely going to get the final 2. A full house of frags. 16-15.
Man, oh man. Now we're seeing exactly what we said. The individual performance aspect is gone from FaZe. Everyone's stepping up. And, we've got a classic Olaf on the server. Another 3 kills for him puts him on 26. Tied with that of Brokey, who leads the way. And it's not like anyone's struggling on the other side, except arguably you could say Stewie. You called him the playmaker. He's just not getting those openings. Only 16 kills for him.
Yeah, found it in that final round right before overtime to try and take him to a win. Just didn't have enough around his AK-47 to really complete that with anything convincing. This is tough. This is the conversation always around FaZe, is when you get to LAN, when they get to put their experience into play, guys like Olaf Meister just reach a different level. And at least in this game, he's delivering. Kerrigan as well, 20 and 24. Nobody's slacking off for FaZe in this series.
Oh, hold off. This is massive because it's a boost, a run boost at that. Oh, Fallen, the reaction time. If he had gone a step sooner and he takes down the player that's throwing Fallen, he drops in front of him with an AWP. That's a double kill. You want to talk about how close that could possibly be. But what an opening from Liquid to commit to that play. Fallen nearly gets sprayed down through boxes as well, but everything calms down. As we have A7D23 Olofmeister on the server. It just looks funny the way his kills deaths touch his name.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's showing off that he's some sort of cyborg in this one.
Ooh, Stewie almost got the jumping shot. That's Kerrigan, Molotov to keep him out in the open. That's a great flick. You wanted the entries from Stewie. There's a double right to his name, and Brokey gonna try and recover the scenario, and money is not an issue, so you go for this in every scenario.
That's huge from Stewie. That's exactly what we talked about. Oh, Brokey's looked right just when the player on the van jumped over toward the bench, and he was actually anticipating that. He could see the gun barrel. He knows where Naf is. But this is a problem because Catwalk's not covered. Fallen has Brokey down. Twist 1-on-5, and I dare say this one's too far. Good shoulder beat by Grim, to get the kill, and it's 16-16. I think we're here all day, Jason.
Yeah, this one's great. This one is delivering. This is what we wanted from Inferno as well. All tied up. Remember as well, FaZe have used all their timeouts. I believe Liquid have 2 remaining if they would like to use them. Oh, he caught it in the air as well. Took his time upon landing.
Personal thought, I think even if you use all 4 of your timeouts in regulation, when you go to overtime, you should be allocated 1 back.
Okay. We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up at the next council meeting.
Is that with Valve? Because that would suggest they're going to be at a meeting. Rain waiting at the front side of the site. Smoke down at the A cave. Grim's the one on the other side of it right now to contest against the positioning of Rain. And that smoke's gone. Rain, though, can't find it. Second time Fallen has had movement go in his favor with the AWP. A second op opening.
Yeah, out of the sky.
He was falling off that ledge.
Oh. Glad they brought you back.
Are you, though?
There's that wordplay you're known for. Fallen's going to come right back around towards a ramp. Grim is waiting there behind the smoke. Naf up in Palace as well. Olaf, he's going to be called upon again. He's got a big job to do. He's the only defender here, the only defender even willing to pay attention towards this side of the map. He sees Grim. Molotov forces him into the open, and yeah, that's an uncomfortable position. Elige and Stewie are still in lurk positions, but Elige, I don't think, heard the jump down. He actually missed 2 opportunities to get a couple of kills. Now he's going to realize they're in con. Elige can be put into play, and Liquid's going to back off, and I think this is a smart decision. Because Elige is holding on towards mid. Stewie's already in market. FaZe cannot get back into the B bomb site without taking losses.
Kerrigan's going to rotate this back over, but that positioning from Stewie is just too good. Man, I called the guy out, and he has heard me. He has responded. This overtime presence is significant in Liquid. Now with a massive advantage, it's Brokey in a 1-on-4, and the round done. Good turnaround. 2 T-sided rounds in overtime. FaZe with the pressure on them to respond. He's almost got that little smirk, doesn't he? Every now and then when you look in, you can kind of read his emotion even though he appears stoic. But I think he's got a few tells. I don't know how good he'd be at poker because right now he looks pretty confident.
Yeah, he should be confident. They get 2 rounds there. They had a great run in their defensive half, if you remember. If you go back to it, it was 7 rounds in a row. It was 8 of 9 that they were able to rattle off on the CT side. So if you're Liquid, looking back to that, also, Fallen was having great impact, and it seems like he's picked it up right at the end, right here in overtime. Those 2 all-important kills in the previous 2 rounds.
Look at the duels between Olaf and Naf. All the stats, really, but the duels at the top, and that's the only one I read, so we'll just call it the duels. Fallen waiting, smoke down, tries to fire into it. Already a Molotov as well inside of connectors, so they can't try and look out and peer under that smoke and get mid-presence.
Well, mid-control for Liquid. That's a great nade, but there's 3 players coming up ramp. Kerrigan and FaZe have tried to pull this off a number of times if you go back to regulation. This time, they're going to get a chance. Grim is playing around the smoke, but they feel safe. Grim biding his time. Kerrigan up top. He goes down. Bomb hits the deck. Now Brokey needs to get it put into play. He's going to fall as well, and the rest of FaZe, due to the lack of success of those 3 players, This lurk from Twist, where it was effective previous in this game, not going to be so this time. Might grab Naf, but then the game is up.
That's a pretty huge round. Now the shots aren't going their way. Brokey's not able to hit. But keep in mind, Grim knew that they went for the inner smoke and left a gap. And Kerrigan, interestingly, decided to look toward jungle, which had a smoke on it. He could have pushed up. Bomb down on the sights. Twist is still opening up the map. This is not done just yet. He's got 2 kills in this round. And Holof, completely blind, is very desperately hoping no one's going to peek on the back of that. And he'll continue forward past Tetris. Now Grim has a great crossfire established with the player. His teammate at jungle, who's going to spot it up just now. He and Stewie converge. And Elige waits to see where Twist will show himself from 30 seconds. This is difficult.
Near impossible. Unless you're a magician. What a time for it.
Just so happens I am, Jason, but I'm not in the server.
16 seconds. And Twist is slow playing it. I don't think he's leaving himself a whole lot of time, but this is just smart defense from Liquid. Just evacuate. Let him have the bomb if he wants it. Let him plant if he wants it. The bonus money, none of it matters. Just don't lose everyone, and he can't even plant. He took a little bit too long, but that's also by virtue of Liquid playing a very smart game.
Yep. So map point for Liquid. This forces out Dust 2 if they're able to win this.
This is map point 3 and 4 for them as well, by the way. They had 2 chances to close it out in regulation. And if you're Liquid with the reputation you have, you know, close it out.
Understood. I understand exactly what you mean. And we'll see what they come up with to try and do so. Freeze time over. We're back into the action. Brokey struggling a little bit now on that AWP in the last few rounds. Couple of key shots missed. He's had a phenomenal game. But the impact as of late has gone the way of Stewie. He's gone from 16 kills to 21 since this overtime started.
Yeah, Liquid did feel much more dynamic on the T side when Stewie started getting way, way more involved. It's good to see. Kind of impact and the kind of danger that he can provide. Now playing it off angle towards top con.
These smokes as well. That one's a little bit better to cover him off. So Stewie knows as well that if he's completely blinded in that side, might as well take a look toward Palace, because Rain will reveal himself pushing through. There's no way he walks through it. Okay, I say that. He's going to check the corner by the stairs at the very least. He might. Molotov going in. That's a bit of flames in the air, the noise. He can actually sneak a few steps further. That means he's going to go down because he looked back. His teammate in the window still exists, but Rain looking for, another shot.
Yeah, and Elige is going to drop it next. Rain finds a stunning headshot. Grim is forced out of the bomb site, so retake scenario for Team Liquid in the 3 and 4. And again, money's not the issue. You go for it. This is a tough duel for Naf, and he's not going to be able to win that. Good shooting from Brokey.
I think I was casting what happened next for Liquid. More jokes, of course. No, but that is the round.
Glad we've both got one in there.
Exactly, yeah. Right? I know. I put, yeah. All right, listen, that's fine. As Fallen will rotate back around. Grim is alongside with him. They did win the first round, so money not so much. The fact
actually, it is a little bit. If you look at Naf and Elige's money, 2,600 and 2,200, they might want to keep just one weapon alive just in case. Grim can drop a bunch over with 7,200.
Yeah, virtue of the double op, I guess you're right. That is a lot more narrow than I actually anticipated. Seeing Grim on 7,200, I thought, geez, they've got lots, but...
All right. One more chance for Liquid. Ooh, Grim, and he does get the op. Good save from him. And yeah, some of those weapons he can drop over are going to have a bit of impact, allowing some extra utility on guys like Elige sitting at 4K.
Yeah, I did say money not an issue. They will be able to drop over. They'll be able to force it from Grim, but...
Yeah, it's fine now,
lower than I thought.
That saved weapon is actually pretty big. Saved AWP as well. Here we go, final chance in overtime. Looking for 19 for Liquid to close it out. FaZe need one more to force us into double overtime. Bombs in T-spawn, setting up some utility towards the A-bomb site as well as FaZe.
Twist waiting up on top ledge. Brokey already dropping down. They've got the utility out. Topside stairs smoke. No smoke at the top of connector, however. I think it just went out late. They've got one at the bottom side that was thrown from middle, though. But it's all a ruse. The problem with doing a fake like this on Mirage, like we talked about, you need a lot of utility. You're down to just 2 smokes remaining. Is that suggestive that this is going to be a B hit? Because you need a little less over on that side.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
don't worry.
dear.
No damage has been caused.
That is a good
we get
point.
to start over.
Yes. Absolutely. So we are in a situation where this is not going to be as controversial as it otherwise might have been, because yes, no damage has been done. This would be a typical match medic situation. So hold your horses, keep your ponies in the
Yeah.
Pants, I was thinking of like the penthouse, but
Ponies
what's
in
the
your
stable?
pants.
Keep the ponies in your pants, and everything should be okay. Yeah, if someone had died, this is exactly the worst moment that something like this could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a little bit of a replay, a glimpse of what Liquid's defense looked like when it was so effective in the first half during that 7-round run they have. So, yeah, they got to be happy at least they have a chance to close out this map on that CT side. They've dwindled away 2 opportunities in regulation. They've let 1 opportunity slip away from them in overtime. A second opportunity is now at hand.
There has been some stunning shots throughout this as Reigns, Deagle. The Deagles from FaZe are absolutely been a factor in this entire matchup. I mean, when it was 7-2, oh, we've just got word as well. This is a problem on our side. This is not actually a problem with the server. I just heard we have reconnected. It is 18-18. FaZe won that round.
Okay.
That sucks that we didn't see it. I severely hope someone can release a demo replay of that at some point in time on socials, or we can somehow package that and get it out, because that is significant. If it truly is 18-18, I'll wait to see if that is confirmed. Oh, there we are. It is. That's ridiculous. It sucks that we missed that, but in some ways, I'm glad that it got to continue as it was. Look, apologies to everyone that we didn't get to see that, even if I have to somehow download a demo.
It was your fault, Matt.
It entirely my fault.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Either way, let's forget about it. Let's move on. 18-18, double overtime begins, and a double up setup for Team Liquid. There goes Elige. That was on Catwalk. Stewie couldn't get involved in the action, but thankfully Fallen's found the equalizing frag. Although up into window, it's Rain, and Stewie's picked off, so Fallen, more might be called from him. He's gonna push up in towards window a little bit late, looking for someone to hold this position and underpass. You've got Rain right beneath the window. Twist over towards chair. And Kerrigan gonna meet up towards top mid. So an opportunity if Kerrigan's a little bit lazy coming around this corner, but this is kind of a bit of a risk for Fallen in this position. He just knows his team needs him to find something. Investigating for information. So many angles to worry about. Oh, he's spotted by Rain. Twist is gonna peek surely off that. Fallen gets caught, and now the defense is split. You've got Grim in a 1-on-4 at the A-bomb site. You've got Naf in a 1-on-4 at the B-bomb site. It's Grim who's called upon at range. That was sloppy. Molotov gonna hold FaZe at bay. Smoke is out. Grim now knows now there's danger. One more kill, and Brokey trades him out. That's a good job to put Naf in at least a winnable situation.
AWP for him, he's going to swap that over to the rifle naturally. He wants to get closer to the site and be more menacing in his 1 versus 2. Bombs late to go down. Utility? None. Not for Naf, at least. There is 1 flash for Brokey, and that's going to go out now, naturally, because you'd expect that he's going to be coming from that direction. Good swing from Twist. Now, I want to go back, because thankfully we do have such thing as a score bot. That round that went 18-18, I wish we could show it to you, but Kerrigan started it off with a kill against Naf. Elige traded, and Kerrigan went nuts to take down Stewie and Elige. It was a plant on B and a 4-on-2, and Brokey killed the 2 remaining. So Brokey and Kerrigan did the bulk of the heavy lifting, got all 5 kills between the 2 of them, and that's how we got here. So it was a straight execution on B. We did see that they were out of smokes toward A, so presumably it was more of a contact play.
At least we didn't miss a clutch. That's all that matters. Rain taking top mid control. Ooh, over the top. Ooh, no, actually no one, I don't know if they were maybe a little bit blind. Maybe they got caught by a flashbang, but nobody took a shot. And even Elige, I think, definitely heard Kerrigan jump up. He knows what's happening, misses the timing, but converts it anyways. Transfers over, just barely sees him. Stewie's gonna grab one around the edge as well, and they continue to fight. Rain and Brokey need to back away. Follow-up flashbang. Stewie only gets the 1, but it's all good because Brokey's left it a 1 versus 4.
It was a 1 versus 5. He hit that first shot. Finally hitting one of those, but man, that's a huge take in middle from Liquid. Fast round as well. We were still 1 minute and 10 left on this. Slow down, boys.
We've seen both teams on defense have a couple rounds where they just get up towards Catwalk, get up towards Connector, and say, look, we're going to contest this mid control. We're going to wait for you until you're in the dead zone, and then we're going to pull off and execute to retake this portion of mid. Good kills from Stewie. Good job from Elige as well in the window. And we're all tied up again. 22 is the magic number here in double overtime.
22 indeed. I said we were going to be going the distance, Jason. And the ingredients were there for it.
You've got to be worried now. Remember, 4 rounds, 4 opportunities Liquid has had to close out the map. Haven't been able to convert that final.
It always seems the way that like the team that finally gets the 1 they capitalize onto. It's so frustrating when you had that many and you fall down on the map point situation.
Listen, if you're new to being a Liquid fan or rooting for Liquid, their fans are certainly have been through hell and back a number of times watching this team over the years.
Can confirm.
Nav has some vision, some information on Catwalk. Liquid here, obviously, absolutely nothing in middle. They see nothing in middle. Grim is underneath the balcony. Here we go, set piece, wall of smokes. They convert, they turn to take down Grim, an important trade.
That's a big kill for him to get. I thought he was actually going to transfer that over and find a second somehow, just by anticipation, by a bit of luck. Naf takes out Olaf top middle. Big kill to get. He was the one that was securing the rotations. That does allow for a flank, should they elect to go for one. But Naf thinks better of it. He thinks it's too obvious, perhaps. Oh, Brokey's so close with the 8WP. No mistake this time as he finds the shot up close and very personal. Very personal indeed in this situation as we look toward the team. The reaction's live, but Brokey has fallen as well. That's another up-close shot towards CT. Naf will get at least Rain's head through the edge of the box, and he's going to try and go. Low HP, but low time. Time the bigger factor. Time the enemy of all in this situation. Time the destroyer as Twist again fittingly takes down Naf, and it's FaZe in the lead at 20-19.
Oh, again, felt like Liquid had a good advantage, 4-on-3 in the post plan, but Brokey is such a beast, and this is kind of a scenario where when I think of Brokey, this is places where he's so dangerous, and he has given us some of his most impactful performances. Is that close range, mid-range opping? He just seems to be so well geared and tuned for that kind of combat opping style. I actually thought Elige had him dead to rights. I thought Elige knew exactly where he was, but he never pulled the trigger on the peak. And Brokey is just an assassin, ripping that round away from Liquid.
He went quiet a little bit at the start of the first overtime, but you can see how he's back.
34
He's
kills.
impressing the hell out of me on this AWP. It's the close style. We see this is what Fallen was like in his peak. This is what Guardian was like. Kenny S was like. This is what so many of the best operators can do. They can get up close and personal and simple. Another one, I don't even need to mention that.
In fights where you feel like they'd have a disadvantage, but they always seem to just say, no, this is actually exactly the fight I want. You think I'm in a bad spot? This is perfect for me. Elige is going to take quick mid control as well, jumping through the catwalk smoke. Molotov at top connector to force away defense, and a lot of utility exchanged early. There is the triangle defense from FaZe, window, catwalk, and connector. They can set up one of those collapses, and Twist is in position. There's the flashbang, and it's effective again. Fallen goes down, but the catwalk is traded. Elige can't do anything as Rain finds the battle. All that's left is the B hit.
And Rain needs to turn back and support Kerrigan. He only has 19 HP left to do so. So the rotation from window is also significant in its timing. And Kerrigan and Rain get the crossfire. FaZe find 21. And now you are exactly right, Jason. It is map point for FaZe. Their first in this game. It is an elimination point for Liquid.
Yeah, two chances FaZe have to knock Liquid out of the PGL major. And they start right here. They have survived 4 of their own. They have survived so much throughout this. Remember, this was 14, or excuse me, this was 14-10 at one point, and then 15-13. FaZe had to come back in regulation to force overtime, had to come back in overtime to force a double overtime, and now they've got a chance.
And production, if you could, I know it's hard to make requests when we're out, fallen, boosted, up, down goes Kerrigan. Twist left, wondering what the hell to do in middle. He is not alone. He does have support from Catwalk, but they're not going to overextend on either side. Yeah, even if this goes FaZe's way, I think Twist, yes, he's going to want to drive this home. He's going to want to beat his old team, but I'm sure the handshakes will be respectful because this has been closely contested and both teams deserving of praise. I wish, like I said at the start, I wish this were in the arena. I do not wish that this was today. I was disappointed and sad that we had to reach this conclusion already. So many teams, that's the nature of the major though, right? We're always going to have heartache at this point in time, but that's what makes sports and competition so good. We love a little bit of drama, and we are getting it now. FaZe will slow the pace. They've lost the pick, but as you say, 2 chances to close this out. Back toward B. Olaf and Brokey. He's made no mistake. Olaf's close enough. Doesn't even need to get the second shot lined up in time as Rain will fall. Naf gets the kill at middle, and he's lurking late. He'll get Twist as well. Watch for Stewie. He's gotten Olaf alive. It's down to Brokey. 1-on-2. He knows one of them's toward middle, but he knows the bomb is down inside of the site, so how does he play this? His flashbang will be utilized to try and dispel Fallen from position on the balcony and allow him to rotate over. Going to bench is a bit of a risk, though, because surely at some point in time, the peak has to come from Naf. He's going to wait it. He's got it down. Now he's got the information, but he's lost the time. Has he jumped to middle? Is there a chance he gets toward checkers? He'll check that instead, and Brokey might be what breaks Liquid as it all comes down to the rookie versus Naf. The rookie, and he's got the shot. Brokey is keeping his first major dreams alive, and Liquid are eliminated. FaZe will be moving forward.
That's an absolutely magnificent clutch from Brokey. All that movement, you're right. That much movement, it's a risk. But he's saying they know exactly where I am. I have to get into a new position. I have to be able to find a different angle they're not going to expect He grabs Fallen for free, and Naf is never going to expect him to shift all the way to market. He's looking in towards the site, so yeah, beautifully played from Brokey, and crushing for Team Liquid.
And as much as I said Liquid, no Mirage, they've had successes on it. You go back through the history of this team, yes, Columbus is the most notable when they could have been in a major final, a major that they could have won. Guardian was injured for Na'Vi in that final, and it was Luminosity that wanted to win. Exactly. Liquid could have actually prevailed in that major had they not failed in the semifinal against the Brazilians. And there was qualifiers before that in minors, in so many situations where Mirage has caused them more heartache than any other map. And you see it again here today. They had the lead. They had so many chances to close it out. And it just, if you're a North American fan, you're a Liquid fan, it sucks we say goodbye so soon, but we were treated to an awesome map.
Yeah, they look good on Mirage. I mean, just they had 4, like you said, they had their chances. They had 4 opportunities to close out the map and weren't able to convert any of them. This was a great battle, this map between the two teams. Inferno is obviously a bit rough, but man, they're gonna have a really tough conversation. This is one of those losses that's gonna sit with you for a while.
It will indeed. It will sit with you for a while, but FaZe will stay with us at least another day. They turn to 2-2. They'll get another chance in a best of 3 tomorrow. Who they'll play? Well, we'll find out, because as the day goes on, we also have our upper bracket matches going on, and those teams that don't advance today will fall in to the line of where FaZe now looks to assassinate. Liquid are gone. North American teams out. Twist, the last remaining North American in this major. A chance for him to try and make it to the playoffs. And like I say, Brokey, one who did so much work late in this game, and to be fair, in regulation, has a chance to still get onto a stage for his first chance at it. As, yeah, really, really impressed with him on the AWP. Vintage Olaf as well. That was fun.
That part of it is going to sting a little bit if you're Liquid. There's been a couple games where Olaf has kind of reverted back to like his godlike form, and it's been against Liquid a number of times, and here as well. A monster on both maps, and obviously here on Mirage delivers a spectacular game. But yeah, the real highlight, Brokey, obviously over 30 kills. I think Twist got up there as well. Was double overtime, so you're going to start getting a lot of players up into the 30s.
The consistency of the players, though, that's the key thing. You're right. The frag total is not one thing. It's the fact that everyone was there from FaZe and Liquid, to be fair. Even Stewie. I called him out at the end of regulation, and arguably he was their best player throughout the overtimes. Yeah,
he caught on towards the end of regulation, you're right, and had some hugely impactful rounds. Man, this is just tough. You're going to start seeing the comeback from FaZe here. This was 14-10, and Olaf delivering big time at this stage of the game. And, you know, fair play to FaZe as well. This is one of my worries about FaZe coming into this event, because they were riding so hard this whole idea of we're playing online. When we get back to LAN, that's where we shine. That's where the experience comes into play. All that is true, but only if that experience actually does come into play. And it's good to see those players delivering in this matchup as well to keep them alive. So FaZe is going to go to 2-2, and you're right, they play tomorrow against an as yet unknown opponent.
And some very experienced leaders as well on either side. You talked about Grim doing some leadership roles, talking about Stewie doing it. You've obviously got Fallen, who's one of the greatest in-game leaders of all time, but you also have Kerrigan on the other side. And you could, yes, they use their timeouts very early, but obviously, hey, you win the game, you get it to overtime when you're coming from behind. It's justified. Yeah. And you could also see Kerrigan being really the one taking charge as he should, but also explaining, you know, with his gesticulation, change the pace, watch the utility, and he was looking to his younger players when he was saying it more than anyone, so definitely kept them in line, and that was pretty brilliant for
they used all 4 of their timeouts, I think, by like 14-10. That whole comeback and all that overtime was just top of Kerrigan's head as he goes, and he's been in that situation a number of times, so he delivers for FaZe here in this overtime match. Spectacular for FaZe. You're a FaZe fan, you're living the dream. Twist fan, you're living the dream. Liquid, disappointing finish, obviously.
Disappointing finish. I think the best thing is that is, in my opinion, so far, the match of the major that we've seen in terms of, I mean, there's been other storylines. Nip beating Astralis 16-1 obviously has a lot in it as well.
Yeah, very similar kind of matchup.
Absolutely. Heroic being successful and being still the antagonist, I think, for everyone right now with the storyline going on behind that team. But in terms of just straight up, heads up Counter-Strike, that was awesome. And I think that's a perfect way to get us ready to the playoffs. I can't wait. I think that was good for a Counter-Strike fan. We've been waiting for this.
Yeah, it was a good start to the day. It was good. That's the key. It's the start to the day. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, we got a full day of matches. We got 2 more best of 3s to cover on this stream. Main stream's kicking as well. So keep tuning into the CSGO Major with PGL.